Alright. Another Saturday, Sunday, another session of rescue within Raxis. Last
We'll
time...
get there one day.
You
If it
will.
wasn't for the
Maybe.
fucking dwarf.
Yeah, the fucking dwarf's bringing it up here. Anyway. Last time... Well, you guys can recount if you wish. I know that someone's been writing the exploits. That was quite a fun read. But yes, last time the party ventured once more into the bog. Then out again, then back in again. Met the spirit that was haunting it, and using the place as a line of defense from a village up ahead. They put the spirit to rest, walked off with its enchanted whip, underestimated a zombie, and said fuck it to getting a frog hemoth egg. And now they are walking outwards. And as they do so, there's this wonderful moment when you're trudging through the mud. You're feeling soaked to the bone. You feel better, but it's still unpleasant every step of the way. Zarzul and Wolfgang having no issues at all. And while most of the fog has fallen away, there's still that impression of the large... Let me just double check here if voice meter is working. Yes. The large fog wall. But a few steps, and you come out into the beginning of a drizzle.
Oh.
You were looking for solace, for warmth, for dryness, and it's just the light flecks of moisture hitting upon your faces. It's only beginning. The ground itself is still fairly dry, but the rains are beginning.
I prefer rain over mist. Pun intended.
And I believe it was probably about 4 p.m. or so. Actually, no, wait a minute. You guys went in first thing in the morning, so it's probably only turning it past 1 or 2. As you emerge from the swamp. Looking back, you can see that the fog wall itself is starting to fall apart. And you can also see that the bog ground, which had the fog wall on, there's a lot more you can see before the fog, because the fog itself is receding. Who knows how long it'll take for the ground itself to recover, but there's obvious signs of change. So, what do you do?
Is the
Well-
cart where we left it?
Give me a perception check.
I thought we already determined if the cart was still there.
That was the last time you came in.
Yeah, that was the first time we came back.
Alright.
Yeah. You look with your expert eyes. There's a little extra track. It looks to be about maybe 5 or 6 feet away from where it was the last time you saw it. A bit more mud on the wheels. But the horses are there, Droop is sitting, waiting. And you can still see that ridiculously fucking huge and shiny flail snail shell.
Wait, why isn't it covered anymore?
Well, it's covered, but you know where to look.
Oh, okay.
You can still see the shape of it.
Well, guess we have a decision to make. Are we going back to town, or are we skipping past without saying a word?
If we skip past, then we don't get the loot.
What loot were we promised?
He promised gold. He didn't say how much.
I thought that was for the eggs.
I think he said that there was a small reward for this too.
The eggs were bonus. Like, if we came across the eggs, he would appreciate it if we got it for him.
As far as I'm concerned, we didn't come across them.
I didn't see them. Well, in that case, do you want to head back to town, grab some supplies, and then get moving?
Seems good to me.
Absolutely.
Alright, so you all hop up. In Castalia's case, onto horseback, and the rest of you into the wagon. As you start to trundle back, you notice that a few of the farmers and the field hands, they're their eyes are trailing across you. Now and again, a few of them start to clap their soil-covered hands together slowly, in appreciation. And a few nods of acknowledgement. Nothing huge or outspoken, but there is a sense of gratitude.
Job well done.
How do they
Obviously,
know
they
that we
noticed
actually
something's
accomplished?
happened.
The first of many.
A job done.
That's normally what we've got. The job is done, not necessarily finished.
I mean, in the case of a crit, job done.
One.
But
I
yes,
think
as
we
you,
can actually put this one in actual done and not nearly done.
and I believe
Is that a first for this group?
Yes.
And I believe last time, Rain was looking to attune to the whip.
Yes.
All right, as you do so, the rest of the party all notice. While you guys are drying off, and there's even some prestidigitation, she looks soaked. The half-elf looks like she's been dragged around a puddle for a while. And Rain, if you touch it to your own skin, you can feel it's cold. You don't feel cold yourself, but it feels cold to the touch.
Well, this is awkward.
There's also a slight puddle forming around you as you sit there in the wagon.
Did you
Oh,
say you
dear.
had something against curses?
I do have something to remove cursed items if I got to.
But you also discover that the whip itself is a +1 for hit and damage. It does 1d8 slashing and 1d4 poison.
Ooh.
It also does not require proficiency to use proficiently. The whip
Nice.
handles as itself, so anyone can use the whip. And there's the dice values. And as a whip, it's a finesse weapon with reach. Quite handy.
Very nice.
Also, as you're sitting near it, as you're sitting it within your hand, everyone else is getting to smell the passing fields, the fresh air. You're still getting that swamp smell off the whip. You can just smell damp, decayed grasses and plants.
Oh, lovely.
The offer still stands. You can still put
Probably
it
need
in
some
one of my
sunlight.
dimensional pockets.
I'll give it a go for the moment and see if maybe I can make this not be such a big deal.
Maybe it just needs cheering up.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Because she did say something about make it bloom again, which would imply that it should be blooming at some point.
Well, when you're fully in tune with it, I'd certainly like to see it.
And as you trundle into town, slowly, methodically, it's all just the same as you left it. A bit, there's a little hustle and bustle. There's a lot of people milling around the refugee camp in the tent center, some of them doing business, some of them just sort of sitting around killing a bit of time. Between the various halfling and human buildings, there's the usual sort of laborers and serfs carrying around things on their shoulders. And there's no black smoke coming out of the kilt and stirrup.
That's a good thing.
The whole wall, though, from the top of a window to the roof, though, is still black.
Well, while you guys go and report the deeds to the main guy, I'm going to go get our book on potatoes back.
Why not someone else do that and you rest your leg?
I'll go claim your book.
I'll stay in the cart.
He obeys like that.
Yes, guard the shell.
Sure.
Alright, so who's all going to meet the town boss?
Zazzle will go and report our findings.
And I'll go too.
Alright, just those two. I assume Pufflesworth as well.
Oh yes, then Pufflesworth.
And as you hop down, right, and start to walk across the ground, Zarzul, you notice, since you're closer to the ground, she's leaving footprints behind. But they're not in the shape of her boots, they're in the shape of her feet. Just wet patches that are perfectly showing foot and toes.
This you might leave marks behind on the floor. This might not work so well. I guess it all depends on how he cares about his floors. But never mind.
Well, this is the thing that's been causing the trouble. I just dropped Jolly Rancher pop all over me. Hold on.
In that case, while you clean up, we'll get to Cornelius. As he strides with Droop at his side, because of course he'll go there, into the kilt and stirrup. The owner, or at least as you assume her to be, is still there behind the counter. She seems pleased, but she's fraying a little bit at her hair as she takes a glance now and again at the still filthy bar area. The walls are just covered in soot. Well, you do notice that cloud of smoke and tobacco scent, with the legs. That's still there. Let's move right back in.
I guess it didn't notice the big change as such afterwards.
Well, you can be anywhere in Flavor Country. Oh,
Good
you
morning.
got her back then.
Yes, and successful, I might add.
Oh, that's right. I did hear. Yes, you went down to the swamp. Hi.
Yes, it seems we encountered some more spirit, an old guardian of the old town.
Oh, we never had any guardian. There was that one elf woman I heard about. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently she was still there.
Oh,
Well, in
Jesus.
spiritual form, at least.
That's dreadful.
We came to agreement, though, and it should, and soon it should become a more natural area. A little less cursed, at least.
Well, that's good. That's good. I suppose I'll have to. I'll have a whip round, see if we can get a few candles lit for her. To think
think
she was
she would
still there
appreciate
after
that.
all that. So, what can I do for you?
Well, I came back here for my friend's book, a book on potatoes, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was a fun read. Well, I mean, I've only gotten through a little bit of it. It's quite large, but yeah, it's quite enjoyable. Here you go. As she hops down off the counter for a moment, there's a grunt, and then just slams this huge volume down onto the counter.
My word, was it really that big? I didn't notice it.
Oh, yes. What was it again? It's 60 and a 0 pages.
600 pages, my word.
Very small font as well.
Man who knows his potatoes. Well, guess we gotta respect that.
Yes, certainly. 4 things to do with them. Who would have thought?
Well,
So will you be spending the night here again? I mean, most of you.
Unfortunately, I believe we will have to be going.
Oh, well, that's a good idea as well.
But should things change, I will be sure to come back.
Excellent, excellent. Just remember she's not welcome here.
Oh, of course. I'll be
The
sure
rest
to
of
remind
you are
her.
perfectly happy to enjoy our facilities, but please no. Not her again.
Yes, I absolutely agree. And like I said, I'll be absolutely sure to remind her.
Excellent, excellent. Well, safe travels. Oh, and when you do leave, be sure to go through the arches. It's a little good luck charm here.
All right.
You'll
Thank
see
you
them
very
when you
much.
leave town on the right.
All right, I will remember to do so. Have a pleasant day.
You too, you too. And then just goes back to busying herself with work. She does give a little wave to Drupo as he shuffles out afterward. Now, the office of the boss. The Crimson Guard, of course, show you through, say, yeah, he's expecting a full rundown, and you're led back into the office. Once again, no seating provided as he sits there. He's a bit more relaxed, though,
Hello,
sitting back in the
friend.
chair for a moment. Oh, yes. You bringing good news?
Yes, very good news. We have entered the swamp. We have dealt with several rather nasty beasts in there, and removed the source of this magical fog and swampness.
I'd say you transported it as he sits back and takes a look at rain dripping.
Yes,
I have.
we're still looking into ways of dealing with the solution permanently.
Well, so long
as
as you
were.
take it away from here, that's perfectly fine. That was our
Yes,
agreement.
Yes, that is what we plan to do next. We shall be leaving shortly. It is probably best to keep it on the move. In one place, it may cause issues.
So, about our little arrangement.
Unfortunately, we did not see any eggs.
Oh,
we
well.
we searched, but not there. Unfortunately, we found some very nasty, stinky, smelly, almost cow-like things. Yes, there's a very nasty gaze on them. Put a man in his grave. That.
Well, I suppose with the fog clearing, I can send some of my gentlemen down there. They'll be able to clear it out.
Watch out
Can't
for
leave
the
an egg like that
trolls.
sitting there. A frog-hemoth is a disastrous creature, but so very useful.
There were some very nasty trolls as well. Big things.
You dealt with them, I suppose?
Yeah.
Oh yes, with the ones we found.
What we found, yes.
Good, good. We still have numbers on our side anyway. And with the crypt handled, yes, it shouldn't be too hard at all to keep this place safe.
Yes. You should look at clearing the road for the refugees to move on.
Well, it's not that likely. We can't real. You yourselves know as adventurers, there's threats all along on your travels. You've got to stop for the night.
Yes. But hopefully, with a few pressures off, you can deal with the other issues.
Yes, well, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Still, you have your reward, so thank you for helping this town and have a good day. He sits back scribbling at his desk for a moment, and then looks up to see what you two haven't left yet. I'm sorry, was there a miscommunication?
Because he's been doing all the talking.
I'm thinking here.
Oh dear, Cobalt thinking. That's a dangerous thought.
Hey, it happens occasionally. Do you have any maps of reasonable detail of our route that we will be taking further on to Raxis?
Unfortunately, no such thing, I'm afraid.
A pity.
I can at least give you some advice, I suppose. Up ahead, after a few miles, it might be a day or two travel. There will be a split in the road. Now, we travel along the lowland route. There is a path through the mountains. Well, skirting the mountains, really. I don't know where that goes. We took the lowland, as I said. That was safe enough travel. But I have heard from some of the gentlemen that it's a shorter route to take the higher road. Some of them have done it before.
Okay, some of them. Interesting. Who were these people? Maybe I should can find them in camp and discuss it with them.
You may have noticed my boys, they aren't big on identity. So I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to point them out to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
It's something of an oath they swore. Personally, I think it's just a bit of a novelty to get more coin. But they decided on it before I joined.
Okay. Okay. Now, with that, I probably am going to head out. I wasn't expecting coin. It would have been nice, but, you know.
You should have arranged it before.
I know.
It happened twice. You came to his office for work, he gave you a job, and not once did any of you guys talk about payment. And as he sits there, you can tell he's knowing that exact moment and smiling a little bit under the hood. Safe travels.
You too.
And you leave the place unaccosted. Well, Zarzul does. With Rain, she just hears a few grumbles from from some of her red guard that are standing near her. Could have wiped your bloody feet. Oh, did you fucking smell that? And then, of course, one of them tilts his head as you're walking past him. You don't know where he's looking, and then you feel a slight tickling sensation on the shoulder. And as your fingers touch it, you can feel moss.
Ugh.
However, the moment you push against it, it just slides right off, and there's skin below. No marks.
Oh dear. They seem to be molting. This is different.
You're getting
I
closer to
think I
becoming a
want
wood
get back
elf.
to the cart. Yeah, no. This isn't. I didn't want to be a dryad or anything like that.
And yes, you rejoin your companions, including Cornelius and Droop, carrying that big fuck-off book of 4 things you can do with potato.
Ah, welcome back, Rain. I was supposed to let you know that you're not welcome back at the establishment.
No, really? I have no idea about that.
She just wanted to make sure that you knew.
Well, I'm pretty sure I knew.
Anyway, let's.
Just love it. The first thing he says, hello, and here's your past mistake. Let me bring it up again.
He is a
Could I-
wizard.
Might I suggest somebody head over to the suppliers and pick up some more lamp oil and bits and pieces before we get moving?
Certainly.
I needed to do some shopping anyway, so I'll take care of it.
I
Zarzul's
sit
able
in the cart and do nothing.
Before we
to...
go, should we decide what path we're going to be taking? Because that might, if we're going up near the mountains, that might get cold.
Well,
There's a path up by the mountains?
Oh yes, we figured that one out. We got some information. Up the road, there's going to be a fork in the road. We're either going to be able to take the lowlands, which is relatively safe, but will take longer, or we will take the road up near the mountains, which will take less time. However, apparently it might be more dangerous.
well, the innkeeper suggested that we take the road that had the arch. I
How
do not
far away
remem-
is the arch?
Well, she said we will notice when we leave town.
Oh, well, this is further down, like by, I think he said almost a day, was it? Day and a half?
Day or two.
So quite a bit beyond wherever this arch probably is.
The two
The other
must
thing
needle each
is a
other.
tent. A couple of tents wouldn't probably go amiss.
Yeah, the rain is starting to pick up now as you stand around chatting. Most of them under canvas cover.
Well, my one question is, in the rain, am I really going to notice, considering I'm currently a swamp lady?
That's the thing, you don't notice. You're already sopping wet as it is, but you also don't feel the rain hitting you. So,
Well.
what do?
Oh,
Well, let's go get some supplies.
yes,
So-
let's. Let us.
Are we going to get anything for the... We might need for the mountain path, anything extra to keep us warm or something?
Well, we can likely inquire with the other villagers here on if they've taken the mountain path. Maybe get some more information on it before heading out that direction.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a smart idea.
It does. Tell me your actions.
Well, let's head to the general provisioner first to pick up the lamp oil, and likely anyone who's passed through there may have given some information or talked about their journey, or may still be there.
Would it be wise to check with the merchants in town as well? Maybe one of them may be interested in a large shiny object.
Absolutely, because I don't think we're going to carry that all the way to Raxis.
Well, first on the list will be Magdallet's Miscellany, a general supply store, run by a pretty rotund-looking human. She's about mid-40s. So, now, Zarzul, you visited a store the previous day. This store is about the same size, but with a human behind the counter. She is having to sit the whole time. It is packed in wall to wall. You feel comfortable. Everyone else has to crouch a little bit.
Most glorious store, ma'am.
Oh, well, it's my little place.
Yes, it is cozy. It's a nice place.
She has basically all the sort of provisions and stuff you could see there on the PHB for regular price. But, you know, bring something up, she might have it on hand.
Would you happen to have any equipment suggestion for a mountain travel?
I'm afraid I've never been out of the town, so... I suppose you'd want rope. And then those pittons. Those spike ones, yeah. I think I've got some of them, and then as she starts to rotate to look back at her stock, you can see she's knocking a few things over off the counter, a few things off the shelf, just elbows getting in places they shouldn't be. Oh, yes, I can do you a climber's kit. It's a bit pricey, though.
How much is pricey?
That's the PHP listed price. Hang on, let me flip it out.
I got it open. Let me see if I can get to it quick enough. Let's see.
25 gold.
I would make a suggestion, but I'm back at the cart.
He's sitting there alone.
Well, he's
No,
getting
I'm
off
pretty
his
sure-
leg.
I know, but he's
think
sitting
it
there
is.
alone in the rain, in the middle of the street, in the cart.
Well, that would depend where Melgorn is. Since he hasn't
Yeah.
come with any.
Yeah, he hasn't spoken up. He's probably on
He'll
mute.
be right back.
Oh.
Shit.
I
Oh,
mean,
there it is.
I can't really do a lot for you, but if you stop round the hunting boys, they might have a couple of pelts, I suppose, maybe a coat.
Might be a plan.
A few of you don't look like you'd winter well. As she notably looks at the skinny-ass noble Cornelius. And the drenched to the skin half-elf. Dearie, would you like a towel?
No, thank you. Unfortunately, I don't think it would do much good.
And we could also,
You do look
Some
particularly
lamp oil.
more moist than usual.
Lamp oil, certainly. I have, oh dearie me, let me just check here, another shuffling around. I've got 2 full flasks for you.
Oh, that would be excellent, ma'am. We'll take both.
For usual price.
Yeah, I think it was 2 silver each.
Yep.
No, 1 silver each. Okay.
And any other sort of small sundries, feel free to buy them after the session as well. I'm fine with retcon shopping.
Tents?
Tents, yeah, she's able to pull up 2 of them for you. They will
Okay,
fit 2 people.
2-person tents.
Yep.
Does everybody have a bedroll?
Yes.
Yeah, it's included in all the packs.
I only use half of mine.
Yeah. So it'll be 4 gold. Well, you use half of it, but Wolfgang uses most of it. Also, it's 40 pounds of weight to carry around.
I know. It's stupid some of the weights I have to carry just because I'm small.
Mind you, you've got the second highest carry capacity.
Yeah, this 19 strength does that, yeah.
Yep. The mightiest little kobold with his ogre gauntlets. And, you know, as you're perusing this, you do notice there's no way these could fit in the pouches.
Yep.
Anything else?
So, two tents,
4
2
gold.
lamp oil.
Yeah, 2 lamp oil. As it gets added to the treasury.
Couple of extra blankets?
Okay. Yeah, she's able to do you a couple of like simple sort of slightly rough but thick enough for about 3 copper apiece.
Nice.
Blankets are 5 silver by the list.
Oh, so 5 silver? Well, she'll do you a cheap one. You are the heroes of the time, after all. Besides, they're not that great a quality. They're just serviceable.
But on the other hand, we might be able to wrap ourselves to get a bit of warmth or something out of them anyway.
Alright.
Okay. 10-foot pole.
It's a very strange moment as she sort of shuffles on knees and ankles into the back room for a moment, and then you just see a pole start to emerge, a solid white wooden pole, but just comes from the back room, goes over the counter, and almost catches one of you in the face as it just extends further and further. It's longer than the store standing area where you guys are currently. Whew, don't get a whole lot of requests for these, but we keep a few in stock.
Hang on, let me just open the door before we smash
Oh yes,
the
yes.
window.
To me, to you. Yes. Little bit of a shuffle. There it is. Use your shoulders. That's excellent there. That'll do you for all of your required jiggery pokery.
How much is the pole?
10-foot pole, 5 copper.
It's quite easy to make. You find a bit of wood that's 10 foot long and shape.
Well, let's put it this way. It can be used, if needed, as firewood.
It's also meant to be used to keep Siegfried out of the fire. But will it work?
We already know the answer to that, thank you very much.
So, anything else? You done shopping?
I think that's about it.
Again, if you think of anything you need that's on the basic list, we can just do that after the session in the chat.
I believe we have what we need. Thank you very much for your help.
Oh, no worries at all. No worries at all. Have a good day yourselves.
Thank you. Okay, Cobalt first out, and yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of awkward shuffling around you all, especially with rain there. Anytime any of you touch you're just a damp patch in your clothing now.
You're welcome.
Is this pole narrow enough we might be able to shove it into Cornelius's pouch?
I mean, you'll have to try.
Dex check?
Well, I mean, you just have to get there. He's currently sitting out in the rain, in the wagon.
I
What
mean,
pouch?
what? No, that was on a belt, so that would be around my waist right now.
Oh, that's right, I forgot Cornelius has the pouches, not Siegfried.
Hmm.
Yeah, you try to put it down one of the longer pouches, the one that looks like it could take an arrow. You manage to get it about halfway in, and it just feels like you're hitting a surface.
Well, I guess that explains that we can only put things in that are 5 feet tall. Good to know.
As
Yeah,
the party
it's a
look
good
at
experiment.
Zarzul.
We could possibly get the dwarf in there as well.
He's a bit broad. You're a skinny little dragon thing.
I think it would also have to be less than feet wide.
Yeah. That's the problem with dwarves, they're practically cubes.
He looks morally offended at this statement.
Fine, you're barrels.
That's better.
Would it be worth visiting the tanner again and see if he'd be interested in possibly purchasing this snail shell? Maybe he'd be interested in trying to turn it into armor or something.
Would it be in our interest to pick up a mess kit, an iron pot, and a tinderbox?
That sounds like it would be in our interest.
Because then we can make some nice soup.
And we can leave it in the snail shell.
We're
I'm more
trying
thought
to
in
sell.
the cart than in the shell.
I'm so out of it right now. Part of me was putting together. I was like, okay, we need all this. Where's she going with all this? I was like, oh, food. Oh, okay.
Siegfried, as you're sitting in the wagon, thinking about your companions, thinking about that throbbing in your ankle, you hear sort of wet dripping sounds and realize, oh, some of the slime is oozing out of the shell. And back to the rest of the group. So, Zarzul wants to go see the tanner. Someone's dosing.
Oh, sorry. my A key was not functioning, so I tried to make it work.
She doesn't have any issues. We don't talk about it.
Oh, fuck off.
It's not a problem when it's a party time.
Oh, there we go. Now my A key works.
See, she's always better afterwards. Fine.
Oh, fuck off. I'm always an a-hole.
So, anyway. So I don't make a joke on that. So Zarzul, you want to hit the tanners?
It was just a thought. Let's see if he's has any ideas of usefulness or who may be interested in buying something like that.
I'd likely tag along.
Alright, as you get to... Rain's able to point it out, although her finger's dripping when she does it. The direction of the tanner. And he's just sitting there. Outside of his yard. He's got a little length of levers flopped over his knee and is just sort of patting at it and scraping at it. Hello.
Hello, good sir. It is good to see you again.
Oh, right.
Salutations.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
We have just been on a little excursion out of town to the swamp. Hopefully that land will be returning to more normalness
Oh, we have a
in the
swamp.
future. Where the old town used to be.
There's a very slow blink for a moment. Oh, right, yeah. I were a nipper when we we left that place. Aye.
Yes, we have just recently returned from there. We came across a thing of interest. I don't know whether you'd be interested or not, but you might be able to point me in the direction of somebody who might be. Have you ever heard of flail snails?
Again, there's a very slow blink, and he brings up the brush for a moment and puts the handle in his mouth as if it was a pipe. Slowly rolling it around his jaw for a moment. No, that's a little out of my, So it's a snail with... Does it have a weapon?
Yes, sort of. But the more interesting thing
I
about
guess
it
it
is the
must
shell.
sting a bit, but I mean, I couldn't do much because a snail's really small and then swings at... Maybe it bruise an ankle.
This snail was
tried
quite
to-
large.
Taller than one of those human things.
There's no snail like that.
Yes, with a
We have
Shell-
a shell to prove otherwise.
yes, and it is also resistant to magic and rather tough. Arrows and blades do not seem to pierce it.
Well, I suppose it's a good shell then.
Do you deal in sort of armors made from more exotic materials, or is that beyond your scope?
This used to be called Betsy, as he pointed the lever on his knee. There's some ones made from Maribel and Joffrey. That's about all I work from. I don't
Alright, so
think anyone here... We barely have a blacksmith.
Okay, it was good talking to you. But,
Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but... A giant snail shell?
yes, you could just about live in the thing.
Or... Okay, I am intrigued. I'll give you a copper to see it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go see Siegfried.
Yeah, and he follows
Just
along
let
with
him
you.
know Zazel's here. Yeah.
On the way, I ask, where's the blacksmith located?
Oh, that'll be Reggie. Let me see here. And he putters around a little second, just sort of... Like, he's got these big feet that are flopping in a slow shuffle as he turns on the spot. Oh, he'll be behind me, actually. Yeah, he's about 2 doors down.
Ah, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah. He's a taller one, him. Not much of a gnome. And yeah, as he gets to the carriage, and do you pull the canvas off?
We show him what's underneath the canvas.
That is a
We don't
really big...
expose it.
Yeah. That is a really
We don't
big...
expose it all.
Hang on, actually. That is a really big snail shell. As he sticks his head inside it. That's... Well, you win the bet. Yeah, I have no idea what you could do. I mean, it would make a good house. I could make a little summer cottage out of that. But, yeah. I couldn't make diddly squat out of that. Don't think Reggie could either. He can just about make horseshoes. That's nice, though. Yeah. Good luck doing anything with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day, friend.
Yeah. And there's this awkward moment where he has a good day and all, but I assume Castalia is going in the direction of a blacksmith. Is that true?
Blacksmith,
Yes.
he can barely make horseshoes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So he's hopped up and said his goodbyes, and then him and Castalia are walking in the same direction, very awkwardly in silence.
Well, no, I ask him, can you make armor?
Reggie, he's
No,
made a
no,
few.
not metal armor. Because if Reggie is, as you say, only really good for horseshoes, I mean something more of beast hide.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to have a wee bit of studs and all? Yeah, I can do a wee bit. I might have a set that'll suit you, actually. I mean, I might have to let it out a wee bit as he glances up sort of quickly and then darts his vision away. But I probably got a set for you. And I'm only teasing about Reggie. I mean, he makes a pretty good ladle. And once he did a really good fork. You could barely tell if the tines weren't uneven.
Well, thank you very much. I'll stop by after I'm done discussing business with him.
Alrighty. I'll do you up for a fitting, no worries.
Thank you.
And yeah, as he putters back into his little shop. And then as you step past, you see it's almost identical, just in larger scale than the liver store. There's an assortment of various pots, pans, and simple farming implements. There's one solid iron rake that is just rusting there as the sign.
Mm.
And there's definitely the surge of heat. You can see some gaps in. You can see the firelight through gaps in the boards.
Well, at least there's a proper forge. Or something to make tunes for it. Or that counts for one. I enter the blacksmith to discuss.
As the door just swings open. Oh! Holy jeez, that's Oh, sorry, right. That's okay. So you're not a right. Sorry about that. And you notice that there's this scrawny, like dirty, fair-haired human who is sitting there in his apron and trousers with a length of toast on a large spike held in the forge. And he's just looked and noticed a devil's walked into his furnace. And he looks more than a little bit scared.
Yes, I was wondering if you had any armor.
Right.
Or if you just deal with qualities for common people, such as forks.
Well, there's no way to
Right.
put it like that. I do
I
fine
don't
work for these people. I help them out.
I know, absolutely.
So, armor then. Right. Right.
Yes.
Right. As he stands up and starts to walk around behind his forge for a moment. He peeks his head out again. Armor. Right. Protection. For you.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. There's a lot of shuffling and pushing things around for a moment. A horrible clatter and cacophony.
I imagine just the sound of pots and pans.
Pretty much. And then he finally steps out with... It's a chain sleeve. You can see where there's meant to be an attachment and a shoulder, but it looks like that's as far as he got. There you go. That'll keep you safe, as long as you favour your left side. Or it might work on the right. I'm not too sure. I haven't tested it out yet.
That's a little less than I was hoping for.
Right. Hang on.
I guess demand is not very high.
Well, the hunters
given
come back with pelts and meat. There's not really a lot of coins and a lot of metal.
True.
I mean, most of what we got was from bog trotting. And apparently we won't be doing that anymore. I heard some lot have cleared the bog. Oh! Right, that'd be you then.
Yes, we cleared the bog.
Right, so I might be balanced in the long term. But that's alright. That's okay. I'll just keep making my horseshoes and my pans. I could do you a shield. A modified shield. As he starts sizing up some of the larger pans.
No, thank you.
I mean, I'll be honest, most of my best work was given to my mate back two doors down there. I do all the prime studs and all his leather. Now, without me, that'd just be leather. But I make it armor.
Hmm. Do you have an example of your best work?
There's a moment where he starts to glance over to a range of horseshoes that are just hanging there decoratively. And then starts to look for something else that's a little bit more impressive. Well, I made this hammer. It's a pretty nice hammer. It's not a nice hammer. This is a cold metal hammer that he has hit hot metal with at times. It is slightly deformed. And I mean, I made all those links in the chain and all, but it's just... it takes a long time and there's no one really looking for it. I thought maybe I'd make it for myself, but, I do well enough here.
I put on a smoothing smile and say, absolutely. So could you show me something you're proud of having made?
Again,
Something that fills you with joy.
Well, that's usually the wife. Oh, I will. No, I did do a little bit. Now, this was for my dad, but he died before I could give it to him. Anyway, I like this. Again, there's the clattering, and then he finally brings out... It's actually a rather nice-looking tankard. It's very solid-looking, and instead of this... It does have like a basic iron framework to it, but it's been polished beautifully. Although it's completely devoid of details. This is something that an experienced blacksmith or any dwarf could make in a few hours. There we go. Took me the better part of a 10-day, that.
Well, you must have poured your heart into it. I'm sure your father would be proud.
Oh, aye. My heart, ale, mead, a bit of wine. I can tell you're impressed. It's quite an achievement. He is believing his own hype right now.
Well, thank you for your time.
That's no problem at all. Although if you need armor, I could always fit you down for a breastplate or whatever. Just, come during daylight hours. Otherwise, the wife, she'll get suspicious.
I may just do that. Thank you once again.
No worries, no worries. Enjoy your day.
You as well. And then I return to the cart.
Oh, does your horse need chewed?
No, thank you. I likely will have to change the shoes on it, though.
Oh.
Just not by him.
Well, on the bright side, we've just gained...
Actually, if anyone, it wouldn't buy him. He seems to have a lot of expertise in making horseshoes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, farriers are important.
And even if you can do something, even if you can only make something simple, if you can make it well, that makes it just as bad, just as good.
Also, I think we've just gained an extra hour here. It's once again 1 a.m.
Yeah, there's fallback for DST.
All right, so you're back at the cart. Anyone else doing anything else?
Cornelius, shall we head over to the merchants that are holed up amongst the refugees and see if any of those look like they may be interested in a large shiny object?
Yes, let's.
It's a little tough. I mean, you can just middle in yourselves, but there's no way of getting the wagon through. It is dense.
We weren't going to bring the wagon as such, I think.
I figured as much.
Just head over and...
But it's a little hard to show a demo.
I tell them to keep an eye out for anyone specializing in bone crafting,
Yeah,
because they would likely be able for the shells.
Alright, give me a quick investigation roll. Also, who all's going? It's just Cornelius and Zarzul?
I'm going to wait back at the cart.
Because where are we going again?
The merchants.
Oh, then, I'll go too.
Yeah, we're just going around the refugee merchants, the rich ones from Raxis. Is the dwarf alive?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he was muted.
Do you want to traipse around as well?
No.
Do you want to go
He's
back to
probably
bed?
be in the end getting a few beers down before we have to leave.
Alright, it's
That
easy enough for
sounds
you,
about
Cornelius, to walk around and think, who would be affluent enough to have this weird esoteric knowledge? And also, there's that man there covered in bones. He has it shaped. He has it beautifully crafted. He's clattering and clacking. Honestly, it reminds you of the skeletons you've seen, but you still walk over to a very fine-looking, regal gentleman. Although it's just strange to see a ruff made out of a rib cage. It flexes,
Oh, how
it
most
bends,
interesting, sir.
and the rest of them follow suit. There's cufflinks that are made of small little shoulder plates, all lined up like scale mail. Oh, I see you walking my way. Hello.
Hello.
My,
weird.
you're an interesting little creature. You must have a fascinating internal structure.
So I'm told. So I'm told.
And
We
about
may have something of
and about
even
6'3"
more
of human kneels down to get on eye level with Zarzul, as he's just smiling there with resting his chin on his hands.
We may have something of even more interest to you.
Well, I am interested in that, certainly. What do you have for me?
Have you heard of flail snails, sir?
I have. They are nasty brutes, but they have beautiful shells. Absolutely adorable.
Yes, they just shine, don't they? In so many different colours. Beautiful things.
I remember Archibald and Fernando. They were so wanting to get a shell for their party, but they are just posers, not proper men like Oh, as he looks, he gives a side eye to the signet ring on Cornelius' hand. As gentlemen such as us. Hello,
Yes.
my fellow blue blood.
Hello. I am Cornelius Sent. What might your name be?
I am Ribaldi.
Vivaldi.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a second.
Sadly, I can't give a last name, but that's for my own safety and those around me.
You wouldn't happen to know a gnome that shares a similar name, do you?
I've met him before, yes! He was a wonderful little fellow. We introduced each other, we both said we were called Ribaldi, and it just flowed from there. I had him twice at my Demals once, yes. Lovely chap, lovely chap. Strange taste in women, though.
Yes, quite.
So,
Anyway,
do tell.
we, as my compadre here told, asked you about the flail snail. What if I were to tell you that we might have come across a full shell from one?
I'd say you have yourself the nest egg of a peasant's retirement.
In any case, what would your expertise be in what you could make of such a thing?
I could make quite a few things. Well, I say I could. It's actually more of a family. Well, I was about to say a family-owned business, more of an owned family business. But sadly, a few of them got away. As it stands, I'm a little understaffed and I don't quite have the facilities, so it would take some time, but a little armor perhaps, maybe a lovely dress. Ooh, you yourself, maybe a fine robe.
That does sound intriguing.
It would be rather expensive. I know it's so vulgar to talk exact coin. But altogether the work may be around 75,000 gold. Oh, why be so cruel? 7,500 platinum, yes. After all, it's so unpleasant to carry so much around with you. It just weighs down the serfs.
Oh, I know. I have definitely had the same complications before. Such an annoyance to hear them complain about it.
But yes, with it fully intact, I believe I could make... probably 2 shields, 1 breastplate, and a dress or a robe. Now, that, you see, that is my crowning glory, that. Most would just do rigid pieces, but I, by which I mean those I hire and employ, would be able to weave it into something malleable, flexible, something that would flow. It's very important, the flow. And he gives sort of a flick to his bone ruff for a moment, and you just see as it sort of ruffles like a strange sort of cartoon xylophone before settling back in place.
Well, that does sound very impressive. Unfortunately, we kind of happened upon this by pure chance. So unfortunately, I had not bring the money for this at the moment. But
I understand. I mean, who walks around with such a petty amount?
Oh no, you can't even walk around safe these streets these days.
Yes, though.
Let alone the high roads.
Though, let's be honest here. Neither of us are in our prime condition right now, are we?
Well, can't say that I am.
Yes, I am also stuck with just a tent and a few friends and not much else.
Oh.
But I do assure you, given proper time, I mean, this would take some months or so. It's difficult work. But I assure you I would be able to perform it for the price.
Where exactly are you headed? Once you leave this quaint town.
Oh, well, actually, I have No, I shouldn't say, but of the big cities, 2 of them I can count on for shelter, for family. Of a sort.
Well, I'll probably try and contact you once things settle down and I have gotten access to my fortune.
Oh, that's no worry at all, because after all... And then, Cornelius, only you hear the voice. I can now be in contact with you, Mr. Scent. As he used the spell Sending.
Ah, marvelous. That should make things easier.
Indeed.
Anyway, thank you for the chat, but I'm afraid we must be going.
Excellent. Well, do keep me in mind. I am Ribaldi, not that Ribaldi.
I'll attempt it.
And do have safe travels. And you, little fellow, if you do fall in battle, please please donate your skeleton to me. I only use it as art and fashion. I do not animate it. I do not befoul your remains.
Yes. You have interest in bone artifacts. I have a dagger on my possession which may be of interest to you. I show him the bone dagger. This is rather crude, but...
Yes, it certainly is. I mean, it's robust and sort of savage in its appeal. Yes, you can see that what they were going for was achieved. It's very simple, very... Yes, it brings to mind the very first weapons that perhaps man used against each other. Truly, this does show man's inhumanity against man. Beautiful piece of art, yes.
Yes. It was just a curious thing we have picked up on our travels.
Although I feel I'm getting a bit excited. Is it more than just a sharpened bone?
Yes, it does appear to be imbued with certain magics.
Honestly, that just sort of lacks the appeal then. I mean, if they were using magic, why not something more more outspoken, more extrovert, you know? This is so basic. As a piece of rustic craftsmanship, I can appreciate it, but as it is... No, this little toothpick won't do, I'm afraid.
No, never mind.
Yes, I'm not a fighter. I don't do that sort of thing. I do display. I do coverings. I do protection.
Oh, this is good to know. I am Zazul, by the way. Zazul, get him.
What a charming little name. I do hope that if such bad fates befall you, I can craft something from that wonderful little skull of yours.
You'll never know. Maybe you will.
He does reach out and gives a single little finger tap to the tip of your snout.
Yes. Kobolds sometimes have a tendency to die unexpectedly. This is unfortunate, but one must live that way.
Something they share with adventurers, so in your case the odds are doubly worse. But I'm sure your friends will
Yes.
keep you safe.
Oh yes, they're good friends.
Roll deception, motherfucker. No, I'm joking.
I was about to say, I think he actually believes it.
Well, Ribaldi believes it. And he's happy to wave you two off.
I was going to ask him whether he knows of anyone else in the camp that would be interested in such a shell.
Well, if you said this maybe a few months ago when we still had our homes, yes, most of them would be. It's a wonderful little coup. As it is, we're more looking for yourselves. A little protection to travel on the roads and get to somewhere much more, habitable.
Understandable. We are unfortunately going the wrong direction, which doesn't help either of us.
I mean, not all the families fled. Some just didn't have the luxury of the walls.
Do you know of anyone in the other direction we will be heading that might be interested in such a thing? And
Well, as I said,
Maybe
as a conversation piece, it is a delightful little beaumont. Most of the families would be interested, although there is... Yes, it would definitely be up his alley. There is a man called Gerald. Now, it's very important that you say it as Gerald. He takes great offense at being called Gerald, despite his common name. Yes, Gerald Monhaven. Now, he is an art enthusiast as well. He is all about the displays, and he does love to have adventurers at his parties. He would adore things like that. Any kind of unique claim or trophy. That would get you right past the gates and into his home.
oh, that is most interesting news. Which town would he be most likely be found in? Oh,
No. He wasn't
this-
one of the... No. He is in Raxis, my friend. He never leaves the estate.
oh, that is most interesting.
He is one of those who is high enough to be in the protected nobles' quarter.
Well,
Whereas the
that
rest
is
of us
good
had our
to know.
villas and our demons outside the walls.
That is good to know. Thank you, sir.
Very well. Have a good day.
You too, friend. You too.
And Master Cent, fair fortune to you.
Yours well.
And he's happy enough to wave you two off.
And we are leaving. Quite
Yes.
briskly.
How often do you get to meet friendly people interested in the shape of your skull?
Not often. Usually, well, I've met a few possibly friendly people who want to reshape my skull, but Generally, I don't want to keep it as it is.
You'd make a fantastic squirrel. So,
Like an amazing cod piece.
well, from a modest. He's the alternative for people who can't slay dragons.
Yep, just go down the scale a couple of times.
Yep.
Once you hit bottom, you find kobold.
Rearrange the skeleton, add some bat wings, bingo. Little dragon. So, what's the rest of the party up to?
Resting.
Fit up on a block. Not moving. Because the horned woman said no.
Well, I guess if there's nothing else, we should just be heading off.
It's only about... It's getting into about 6 p.m. It's getting a little dark, but most of you had dark vision. Incidentally, Droop did not follow you into the refugee camp. He instead sat there in the wagon next to Siegfried, with that massive peacock feather quill, now and again wiggling into Siegfried's face. And yes, so you trundle...
Describing.
And so you trundle out of Volonkia. As you set off, it's been quite a few days there. It's nice to get out and about on the road again, to feel a sense of progress, even as there's a cold drip, drip, drip from the half-elf in the back of a wagon. Trundling along the road, it's all smooth again, it's back to the visage of, you can, before your dark vision clicks on and before darkness itself pulls in, you can see to the left of you, well, as you're traveling to the east, you can see to the left, mountain ranges starting to form up, building up from the hills. To your right, it's still, for a while, it's still grasslands and low-cut shrubbery, and then the forests start to develop again, start to take hold. And after a few minutes of travel, it sort of pops into view from the dark vision ones. As night finally takes hold, you can see one. It's about a foot wide. It's a solid stone pillar from where you can see. On the grassy ground to the right. For any of you draw a bit closer, you can see that it's actually a sharp-edged arch.
Was this
must be-
arch thing you were talking about?
It would be a pentagram if it was fully enclosed. Or not a pentagram, pentagon.
I would believe so. She said it would be very recognizable.
Well, I suppose let's go trundling through it then, just for funsies.
It's not big enough to fit the wagon. It's large enough to fit a person, though. It's sitting about 7 foot high. And about 4 foot... about 6 foot wide. So who steps in?
Zazzles will take a wander through.
As you start walking, you can see that there's another arch ahead. Slightly smaller, then another. Again, this one's same size, and then you keep going for a bit, and you pass through four arches in what feels like 3 or 4 steps. As you look back, you can only see one arch. And it's at the edge of your vision.
Interesting.
There's still 2 more ahead of you, which seem very close, but behind you it looks like you've traveled you've traveled quite a bit if you think about the 60 feet and the 60 feet and the 60 feet. There's no sign of your compatriots, or they're well beyond your dark vision.
Ooh, this is of interest. Unfortunately not practical, but of interest. Does the archers follow the road, or
Well,
wander off somewhere?
they're parallel to the road. So they're going in a straight line alongside the road, but they're on just a grassy bit of wilderness.
If I go in after him, do I realize... Do I meet him up
Yeah, it's strange. As you're walking along, it seems like it's very... Like, you didn't see these as you're... You didn't see these from beside these arches, but now as you're standing in front of it, you just walk right up and you can see Zarzul getting very close for a moment, and then you're right beside him.
I kind of turn around and I go, if we go back, do you think we're gonna go back properly?
Only one way to find out, and I start wandering back.
I turn around and I start walking backwards.
You turn around and start walking backwards. Okay, so you keep going to the east.
I
Zarzul,
turn
as you...
around and go back the way we came. There we go.
There is that moment,
Those
Zarzul,
are
as you're
strange
walking
people.
where you just hear squish, 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 as just the soles of her shoes are just soaked. Just a squishy shoe sound every step. But as you're walking,
Yeah,
as you're walking, the arch isn't getting dramatically closer. It just feels like you're walking the distance.
appears to be one way only.
What?
Let us carry on.
Yeah. Well, should we wait for everybody else first?
It depends whether they've come through the arch or not, or they're sitting here wondering where we've got to.
True, but they also can't get the cart through here.
Yes, this is unfortunately impractical to use to move.
What is the hold up? Why are you just standing there? We can see them, right?
You can see them. Zarzul and Rain, you can't hear them. You can't see them either at that range, actually. Well, I mean, Zarzul and Rain can't see them.
I think I'm dead.
So,
And I jump down and walk over to the arch and just yell into it. What are you standing around for?
You two hear nothing. You're still 3 or 4 gates away.
I kind of wave at them like, hello.
We can't see him either.
Nope.
And I start walking in, annoyed.
As they're walking forwards and then you suddenly walk... There's a moment where you almost collide with Rain. It took you about 3 or 4
Why?
steps when you thought she was a good couple of leagues away.
About time you showed up.
This isn't exactly natural, is it?
No, it's
Says the
not.
wizard.
Whatever gave you that idea? Was that all your wonderful book learnings?
Can I
Hang
do
on,
an
hang
arcana
on.
check? I just ignore brain because I'm in puzzling mode.
apparently it isn't natural.
It doesn't feel natural, no. I
Can
mean,
do an-
Zarzul, you have experienced time dilation like this before, and you've moved great distances without realizing, but that's been due to chemical assistance. Yeah, if you want, you can roll Arcana. I mean, you're pretty certain it's magical. This is definitely not something easily explained. As you look back and you can see just darkness and the distance of the arches has changed so much. It even looked like from the front that the arches fit into each other. But they're not proportioned correctly for that to line up with your perception. It's all quite weird.
Interesting. Can we follow this to the end?
I'm going to assume since you say that you try to return.
Oh, you
Yes.
just start walking backwards normally.
And I presume that the only conclusion is we must go through.
Well, that, or whenever we get to the end, I wager our compatriots will have to walk with the cart. So we've saved ourselves a good bit of walking.
I mean, they have no idea.
Eventually they'll figure it out, I'm sure. We never come back.
Then let's not dally and keep going forward before it gets dark.
There's several more arches ahead, and in total you've gone through 7 before you just come out at the end. And as you look behind you, the 7th one, it barely looks like it could fit Cornelius. It looks like it should have been tight, but you guys walked through it, you know, all in a row.
Fascinating.
Very interesting.
I can see why there is some belief about good luck here. After all, if you were not blessed by good luck, how would you make it through this tiny gate?
By being a halfling?
Possibly.
Well, halflings are naturally lucky, everyone knows. So what's
So
the rest of
once
the
we get
party
out-
doing?
Well, my one question is, now that we're on the other side, what's it like on the other side?
It's what the place looks like a mile away.
All right, at that point, I sit down. I assume I took Pufflesworth with me, otherwise he'd probably be very upset right now.
Yeah, you took Pufflesworth with you.
So I settled down to play with Pufflesworth.
Alright, roll an
Well, I
animal
hope
handling
this-
while you're doing that.
Oh dear. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Where's my button? Here it is.
Yeah, it's a nice little time. There's a few times when he nips a bit hard, though.
At which point I scold him for being a very bad boy.
He's also a little less inclined to nuzzle up to you right now.
Oh yeah, because of all this.
You're cold and soggy. You do notice, though, as you're playing with him, your sleeve peels back a bit and you can see there's a little patch of green moss spreading around your wrist. Almost like a bracelet.
If this doesn't get better by the morning, I think I'm taking it off. I'll give it till the morning though, because I'm curious. I want to know what happens.
Well, just remember that once it's attuned to you, it's attuned to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not looking at her best
be too
right
late
now. Her
now.
hair is just absolutely drenched and clinging and stringy. So
I'm
sorry, what were we going to say,
the offer of
Cornelius?
putting it into the bag because I'm afraid the curse might spread to me.
Well, we're not gonna leave it.
Hey, that's your choice. I'm just saying I'm not carrying it. And then I shoot a firebolt up in the air, hoping the other sees there's a sign.
Yeah, you guys see a flash of fire in the sky about a mile away.
Wonder what that is.
May suggest coloured lights. Maybe that would draw their attention.
Yeah, I summon dancing lights and kind of shape them in the shape of an arrow that's going down, down, down.
You think they're trying to get our attention? Somebody's trying to get our attention?
Trust them to be able to do, but don't talk.
So we've disappeared in an arch, and
Oh, we went through the arch.
no, other people went. Me, Cornelius, and Zazu went through the arch, and we set off a fireball, and you have no idea what's going on. So what do you guys want to say?
Oh, did he miss the scene?
Yes.
No, she told me.
Yeah. You've been going through... They went through an arch, or a series of arches, 7 arches in total. And it seems like it
And
only
now
took them a
they're
few
gone.
steps, but they've traveled about a mile.
And
And you
y'all
guys-
have no idea what's going on.
And you guys can see colored lights from Cornelius pointing in a down arrow to show where they are. And it's quite far away. Way further than it looks from the arches.
Well then. Go through the arch, they said. It'll be good luck, they said.
They did say that. You're quite correct.
If it moves them that far in that short of distance, I would call it good luck.
Oh. Do we follow them?
Please do. I have to quickly take care of a few things in town, and I will be right after.
Alright, Malgarn, as you start stepping through, it only takes like 5 or 6 steps before you can spot the 3 others. Well, 5 others. Because there's Wolfgang and Pufflesworth as well. And then a few more steps ahead, you're not even jogging, you're not even running. And you're right up with them. You look behind you and you can barely make out even one of the arches you've walked through. The rest just fading in the darkness.
Oh, please tell me that there's someone who is at the wagon.
Well,
Siegfried's still on the wagon and not too sure what he's supposed to be doing.
Oh.
The audience loves a
This is
slow
awkward.
thinker.
We never accused them of being smart.
We think well.
Someone should go back and tell Castalia that. Oh.
Herein lies the problem.
So, Castalia, you were heading back to town?
yes, just briefly, because I have to remind the two people I was looking to do armor that we're leaving now, and I can't make up that. Likewise, I want to ask the Tanner, as he has been there a while, about the Elf Guardian, or supposed Guardian.
Oh boy. I gotta remember. I forgot her name. I had it written down somewhere and could never fucking find it again. Let's see, Valankia. But yeah, as you arrive, well, it's a little bit late, not by much. I mean, 6:30 or so. But the lever worker, he's back out there. He's got a different length of lever, but he's scraping along. Ooh,
So
you're
at the
back
moment,
already.
It's just Siegfried and Droop sitting in that wagon, watching dancing lights in the distance.
It's really far away. They must have ran the whole time.
Do you think they're ever going to figure it out and come join us?
I
Yeah.
don't have
We
too
will
high
have to suffer a
hopes.
bit longer yet.
Well,
Our group is highly intelligent. We haven't done anything so stupid.
How can you say that with a straight face?
It's easy.
It's easy when you can't really smile. Yeah, he's not pulling it off. He's pulled this horrible rictus grin that looks like someone's grabbed all the skin in the back of his head and yanked it back.
That's exactly how I would picture a kobold doing things. He did that accurately. He didn't fail at all.
But yeah, back to Castalia. A little lever worker is sitting there. Oh, you're back then.
Yes, my group has decided we must leave quickly, so I will not be able to come in for fitting of armor.
That's a shame. I could do you quick now. I've still got a set. It was for a fella, but I mean, we just let out a bit, chucking the soldiers. That's easy enough. You could probably do it yourself if you're skilled enough.
Very good.
Since you showed me the shell and all, I'll knock it down. You can have it for about 38 gold.
I was more hoping for something made of hide, because we might be heading towards the mountains.
Oh, well, I can do. Tell you what, well, if you want a bit of an extra wrapping or two. Yeah, use, hang on a wee second. He steps in a wee bit. You can hear some weird sort of clicking and knocking. And he walks out with this small chunk of wood with a few notches on it. So, you buy the studded lever from me. I give you this token. You hand this to Marco. Marco, he's in the hunting lodge. He'll give you a couple of pelts.
Very good. Thank you.
38 gold.
I hand over the amount with a smile, and while the transaction is taking place, I ask him about if he knew about the elf guardian of the old town.
I mean, I was only a weein', but I remember there was these pack of trolls and orcs. They had these goblins on chains too that they were hauling in. And we were running for it as fast as we could. I remember my dad swept me up. And then Ma swept him up, because she was a human, you see. And I watched from on his shoulders as she was on his, that she just sort of strode in, and she just lashed with them with his whip, and it was beautiful. There was this cascade of petals every time she swung it. And then, oh, that's right, she held it up for a moment, and then she was able to strike down the ground, and it was able to split, and big chunks of earth were smashing guys about. And then we were almost out of city limits, and she was able to, I don't know if it was her or not, but a big storm suddenly hit, and there was bolts of lightning striking around her. And I just remember seeing her stand there. Now, we're not a cowardly lot by nature, but it's just, it's just homes, you know, we can always get new ones, and it did feel a little bit bad that no one stayed. But she seemed to have it all in order. I mean, we just have blokes with a couple of knives and some bows. Aren't really that sort of lot, but never forget her. She was just stoic, you know, no real expression. I suppose that's elves in general, really, now that I think about it. But she was impressive.
Do you recall her name?
I don't, sorry. I was only a wee wean.
Well, she helped to keep defending you people, well, your town, even after she had passed. That is why she brought up the fog.
Fucking hell. Well, I hope she's at peace now. That's, huh. I think she's doing all that time.
Tell me, do you frequent the inns in the tavern house?
A wee bit.
Do you mind sharing that story?
I mean, I think I've done before a few times.
Well, you can tag in that she still watches over you. And I think she'd like that everyone is appreciative of it.
Yeah, that's good actually. Now I've got now I've got an ending for the story. Aye. Yeah. That should get me an extra ale.
Well, take care.
Oh, well, hang on. You need your armor first.
Oh, yes.
As he runs in, starts again as the clattering of pots and pans, which is strange because he works in leather, not metal. But he still brings out, sort of holding it above his head as high as he can, a suit of studded leather. It's mostly chest protection and some shoulder padding, but there's two pads for the legs as well. There you go. Again, it'll need a bit of work, but just a few pulls on the straps and whatnot. It's good and adjustable. It's good work.
I know it is.
Yeah.
You made it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I made a lot of it, in fact.
Well, take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. And I know you can because you're wearing my armor. Haha.
I give a smile and a wave.
He gives the same. His has less teeth.
Alright, I then go to the blacksmith to tell him I cannot come in for the fitting and thing.
Oh, alright. Bye.
I give a nod and head off to the contact the leather worker had given for the hide lining.
Yeah. When you get there, there's one familiar face who's sitting among his hunter compatriots. Oh, fucking hell, it's Outlaw again. And
No, it's just me.
He just turns away and starts to swig at his booze. Another one pipes up. Hey, horny girl, what you want?
I hold up the wood and say I was given this by the leathersmith and was wondering if I could have some hide to place on my armor.
Oh, great. I'm looking at a few free drinks for a while. Alrighty, so I've got wolf, a bit of bear. I can do you some badger as well. We got a lot of badger. That's good for about four medium pelts there. I mean, what are you looking for? Give me an idea.
Something to line the armor to keep me relatively warm. I might be heading closer to the mountains.
Ah, we'll go with deer, Ben. That's thinner, but it's still good and protective. Oh, I saw you lot in the carriage, right? And I had that dwarf. That fucking dwarf! Bastard broke a window. Just jump right fucking through it. We gotta fix that up. That'll be full of rats. Right, that dwarf. Okay. Tell you what, I'll give you a little bonus here just for fun. So, you get your 4 deer pelts. Now, that's enough to get a nice underlining going. Maybe a skirt, maybe a shawl as well for an extra. But for him, here, you can have this. And he ducks around a corner for a moment in the little hunting lodge and then comes back with a boar pelt with head attached. Still has the tusks as well. There you go. For a man that likes to charge head first when he fucking shouldn't, this'll do nicely.
Alright, this will do nicely. Thank you very much.
And he takes the wooden shit off you. Fantastic. This is gonna get me proper fucking hammered. Fan-dabby-dozy.
So now I take all my spoils and head back to the cart.
Oh, you're leaving so soon? As this little halfling man leans against the doorway.
I nod.
I'm
Yes,
just
we're
thinking,
heading
you know, it's getting a bit dark and a bit chilly tonight. Do you know of a more rotund gentleman is like a furnace in the bed? And those massive bushy eyebrows wiggle.
I narrow my eyes and go, I'm needed on the trail.
Bollocks. Alright then.
But then I turn and give a smile. You get points for trying.
Fucking right I do. As he walks back in, you can hear some of the voices going, "She should go for it." Aye, she was like putty in my hands, but I had to say no. She's just too tall for me. And you
Okay,
rejoin
now
the
I arrive
carriage
back at
where
the cart if it's
Siegfried and
still there. I blink in surprise as I put the deer and boar pelts in the back, along with the studded armor to take in. And like, why are you guys still here?
Yeah, Siegfried and Droop still in the wagon.
I don't know what's happening. They keep going through the arches and disappearing. We saw some lights in the distance, and then Malgurin went off to investigate, and we haven't heard a thing since.
I think they're okay.
Well, in that case, there's only one thing we can do. Go through the arches.
Cut to the rest of us sitting on the other side. Do you think
we
perhaps we
won't
should start
fit.
walking back?
We've also lost the dwarf because Pufflesworth shut his computer off.
Oh, fuck.
That's a smart cat.
In the meantime, at the other end, I've looked around and gathered some firewood and started a small fire.
Well,
And I
it's...
guess I'm going to use this unexpected time to start trying to train Pufflesworth.
Well, give me an idea of what you're training for, but it's weird for Castalia and Droop now, and probably Siegfried if he gets out. You can see, as you look straight down the arches, the campfire and the group just sitting around there. But the dancing lights are way further ahead.
Will the cart fit through the arch?
No.
I don't think it will it?
Nope, not remotely.
Can I walk round the arch, not going through the arch, and have a look in the other direction?
Yeah. As you walk
What
to
do I
the
see?
as you walk to the side from the arch, you can see darkness ahead of you. You can't even like it looks like the next few arches are just steps away, but as you step to the side and look down, you can't even see them in the darkness. You can't see the campfire where your friends are either.
I look back at the cart and sigh heavily and trudge back to the cart, favouring my ankle, hop on and start moving the cart all the way down.
Droop clambers back in to help you. Casalia's her own horse. If she bent down, she could probably fit through the arches. Just a suggestion.
No, I know I can certainly fit, but we have things on the cart. How do we get the cart there?
Well, Siegfried and Droop are
Wait,
just going to ride
this-
the cart off to the side.
Yeah.
And I gotta trust Siegfried and Droop. That's the question.
What could go wrong? After all, Droop's got spells now.
I was gonna say I'll trust one of the two.
Droop could always decorate the cart for us.
That's right, Droop has spells. I look to Droop. Do you have Find Familiar?
No.
Damn. Because we could have sent the familiar through to tell them.
No, I've only got a couple of spells. I'm not just a beginner.
Just tie a note to a rock and throw it in through.
Now you see, now you're thinking, what if you threw a stone down it?
Reaches terminal velocity halfway and keeps going at that speed.
Mm-hmm.
and then promptly murders the dwarf.
Red hot.
That. I wouldn't even be mad, honestly.
So yeah, what are you aiming to train Pufflesworth in at the moment?
Simple commands, mostly stay.
All right, you can try and
I
have a
want
go
him
at
to learn to
stay. Let's see. Let's bring out the sheet. So give me an animal handling.
There we go. That's. I press this button so often I should automatically know where it is.
He manages to actually pick up on it, which is impressive. He's a -5 to his intelligence. But he manages to get an idea that when you say stay, he shouldn't go near the soggy cold woman.
Oh, okay. I can't do this soggy coldness anymore. So I'm going to remove the very special whip from my person. And then does that remove the issue?
So you just set it on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still soggy.
Alright, so what I should probably do...
Is there any way you could
Well-
try and communicate with it, maybe?
Possibly, but... I
I
figure...
tried asking the whip.
I
You
think
don't
that's
ask the
something
whip,
more-
you beg the whip.
I think that's more something maybe an identify would help with, but I've got this lovely thing. Would this remove my sogginess?
That's if it is a curse.
As the spell goes
Yeah.
off, you feel soaked to the bone. But the little moss bracelet is gone.
Right.
Well, I mean, the curse is gone. It's just, you're still soaked.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make the water vanish.
Well, I figured that, but oh, I didn't mean to click that. That's not the button I wanted to press.
Well, I mean, it still does the job as you're dry now.
Oh yeah, true. I can warm stuff up with that. Okay, never mind.
Just get Droop to prestidigitize it like a bunch.
And as you look at the whip, the ground around it is starting to look a bit damp.
Okay, so when the cart comes, we're gonna have to put that in the cart. Cornelius, why don't we just try putting it in the pack, and if it doesn't work, then I just uncurse you too.
Remember the last time she handled something magical?
When's the last time I handled something magical?
The
When you
scroll.
threw a scroll in the fire.
Oh, no, that was something different.
How was it different?
Because I don't want to burn this.
It's still a careless use of a magical item.
I squint at her, and then I kind of carefully open up a pouch and kind of lean back a bit as I and closes my eye.
Okay, so then I go to put it in there.
Yeah.
It slips in. Although as you start to pull your hand away, you can feel something clutch at your wrist.
Oh dear. I tried to pull my hand out.
Give me a strength check.
Aha, Pufflesworth has trained me for this moment. Might help if I'm on the right sheet.
Luckily, he's
Oh,
allowed
that
to
wasn't-
teach you. Your hand comes
that wasn't
away, but it felt like it took a moment. As you look at your wrist, though, there's no marks on it whatsoever. But it felt like an iron grip.
Guys, when I put that in there, something tried to keep my hand in there.
It does that occasionally.
Meanwhile,
No,
Zar's got
I-
this weird view of a half-elf trying to pull her hand away from Cornelius's crotch.
No, I don't mean like the, it was resisting. I mean, it legitimately did not want me to do that. It felt like something grabbed on my wrist.
Odd.
Yes.
I hope there wasn't anything left from the previous owner in there. Something that's somehow alive.
I thought we emptied all the pockets, though.
You did?
Yeah. He turned them inside
Oh,
out.
by the way, I'm still not there, I believe, anyway, so I'm sorry about that.
No, that's alright, that's just a memory check thing. Yeah, you guys emptied the pockets. Cornelius would know that.
I kind of grab down and see if I can grab anything down there, see if I get the same reaction. See if I'm gonna end up as an Ouroboros as I'm getting pulled down.
As you reach in, you're not really thinking of anything, are you?
No, yeah, well, the whip. I guess because I'm assuming the whip is down there.
You grab hold of a whip, you pull it free. It's just there in your
putting it
hand.
back?
Yeah. And try and put it back again.
It just slides out of your grip into the pack.
Maybe your sleeve was just caught in the button.
I don't think so. I may be crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
I mean, she does listen to voices in her head. She calls him a god.
No, but everybody does that.
Castalia doesn't.
No, she just listens to the voices of somebody else.
Yes, that'll be a fun one. I'm gonna ride with I'm gonna ride my horse alongside Siegfried and Droop's carriage because splitting the party is a bad idea. And if we
Which
are
we've already
split as
done.
we are, yeah, we've already done. Let's just at least keep it equal.
Let's see here. As you're riding alongside, there's a moment where Droop glances at Siegfried, then glances over at Castalia and the horse. He stands up for a moment, flexes the knees, and then jumps. And there's a moment, Castalia, where it feels like, why is that goblin even getting over here? And then he falls in the middle with a yelp. As he unsuccessfully tried to look cool by leaping onto the back of a saddle. He's able to quickly gather himself up and leap onto the back of a wagon and just stay there. But yeah, as you guys trundle along, looking, and you can see the arches and how there's so much space between them. Like, they're not related at all. There's no way that in the shape and such that they could fit into each other like that. But while you're doing that, and you've gotten about past 6 of them or so as you clatter and trundle, Wolfgang's ears prick up. And Zarzul, you too sort of twig on to it. You can hear... It's a faint scream, but a pained one. Sounds like a human.
What general direction is that coming from?
It's coming from the southeast, deeper into the forest.
Guys, we've got a scream off to the southeast. Possibly human. Shall we go and investigate? When the others... How long will it take the cart to get here?
You've no idea. You can't see them.
We don't even know they're on the way.
Yeah.
So far, we actually been waiting probably a half an hour while the Castelli was in town, and coming back again to the still remaining card. I'll stay here and to keep the lights going if they ever decide to join up with us.
Do you want me to go scout and see if I can find out what that was?
What a good idea.
Well, you
It's
can
not
take,
the rogue this time.
you can take
I'll
Rain.
I'll go with him.
Oh, good.
You can
I
take
will split
Rain.
up the party into 3 lots.
Rain.
I was about to say, why don't we all just go? Because I think the lights will just do their own thing for a bit.
They only do it for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to actively keep them going.
I think they figured it out by now, though.
I'm not certain.
And if we head off, they might go straight past where we were.
I mean, you've got a little campfire going.
Yep.
It'll burn for a bit.
Well, why don't we write in the dirt, stop here, and then we just go off?
Are we certain anyone of them can read? Oh, right, yes, Drew can. Okay.
Brutal, just brutal.
Ay, 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 ay.
Well, if we're going to do something, I suggest we do it now. Otherwise,
Yes.
it's probably too late to help whoever was screaming.
Let's
Yes,
go.
let's go. I'm going to stealthily enter the forest. Wolfgang may be slightly better at this than I am.
By the time they've
Just
started
like
entering
in
the
the eye-
forest, the carriage and Castalia have caught up to the campfire. Does the dwarf go with them?
Yeah, yeah, I'll go with them.
Alright, so that's 4 of you. Dee-ba-doo. Now you guys get to look at something else in a black screen. Let's
So you
just-
left a note in the dirt.
Yeah,
I'm-
saying stop here.
Uh,
That can mean anybody, right?
well, that could also mean, that then we can't try and catch up to help you. We'll just stop right there and wait.
Yes, our party think good.
Me, dwarf smart.
Oh, we never accused you of being smart.
Me, angry. Me, hit.
No, that's a barbarian. You're a fighter.
Same difference.
me sober, me drink.
As the two of you creep in first, you don't hear that scream again. You do hear something in a different voice. Sounds more masculine, but it's panicked and it's gargling. It sounds like the kind of noise someone would make if their throat was stabbed. But then you also start to hear laughter around it. Multiple voices. Doesn't sound normal.
Be on your guard, people.
I mean, they haven't
Sounds
approached
like
yet.
me here.
You're by yourself. You're talking to Wolfgang here.
Yep.
And Wolfgang's nose is picking up a horrid stench. Oh, the wizard coming behind.
Not very stealthily. Crotch.
Can I quickly check and see if there's? Can I do a quick check and see if there's any sign of the undead in the area?
There are no undead. Oh, correction. There's no undead in the direction you're heading. There's one or two little pinpricks of specters way up to the north, near the edge of your range.
Oh, okay. Not undead. Okay, I'm gonna push further forward then.
Nah, don't go moving your token just yet, because it's a small map. You're basically
way to
on the
go,
edge of a
Gilly.
battle here. It's just I couldn't find a big enough map for this bit.
Wait.
Okay,
Oh, and
I
you
peek
ruined
around the
ending.
tree.
Yeah. But yeah, this is you approaching closer. You peek around, and what you see is... Let's see here, let me just check your vision range. Yeah, you basically see the whole thing, so... You see a gathering of gnolls. And in the center, making those noises, is a hideous creature. It has skinny legs like a deer, but the body itself is like some fat, bloated, muscled hyena. And the face is this grotesque, like, malformed badger that's been pushed up with the nose. It's this huge thing, and yet it's making out, like, the gargles of a strangled infant and the screams of a woman being chased. Just effortlessly coming out of that horrid maw. Constantly drooling. And the gnolls surrounding it are just jumping with joy, clapping and clanging their swords.
Which way's the wind blowing?
It's blowing to the west. That's how Wolfgang was able to pick up on it. The stink is
Okay.
coming from that creature.
Okay. I go back to the party and report on what I have seen.
As you do, Cornelius meets you halfway.
Hello.
Knolls and some strange creatures making the
And
feminine noises.
the sounds in the clearing stop.
Well, crap.
I whisper, let us get back to the party quickly. They may be coming.
All right.
As you continue on, from behind, I need to set the toggle on this one, because gnolls are very sneaky. 2 arrows. One for Zarzul, one for Cornelius. So first for Zarzul. Second for Cornelius.
Ah.
Out from the darkness. You gonna use shield?
Mine is 11. I don't need to use shield.
So you get hit?
But which one is it for? 17 or 10?
17, because they're sneak attacking.
Oh, okay. Well, it wouldn't matter if I used the shield, because I'm gonna get 16. Ow.
You take 8 piercing damage as this barbed arrow lodges into your leg. And your speed is reduced.
Ah.
From further to the north comes another 2 arrows. This time just at Zarzul and the second at Wolfgang.
Okay, that misses Zul. Gang. Depends whether that's the 15 or the 19.
Oh, what the hell? That's not right. Didn't give the modifier, so yeah. Correction, that's 10 piercing damage on Cornelius. And 5
Oh god.
for Wolfgang. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't putting in the +2 modifier. And we're going to be rolling initiative as I drag you guys into place.
Oh, magical.
How far away is Siegfried?
Siegfried, you guys would be about... You're about 2 dashes away. I mean, you don't know that you are. But
We
for a
don't
little-
know we are. We haven't heard anything.
Yep.
Okay. We're still,
Well, I mean,
we're still
that could
dumb.
very quickly change. Anyway, let's see. So, this guy
I mean,
here.
it depended how loud I screamed, but I got a fucking arrow stuck in me.
Oh shit! And I forgot to put up the clock in the first place. So, it's my bad. Yeah, it's very easy for a wizard to signal the team.
Oh, crap, you cleared the clock in my initiative. Way.
It's all right. I'll just add you. So, hang on.
For a second there, I thought I did something wrong and that's all.
No,
popped
no,
up.
it
I
was me.
like, oh.
God damn it! I have to move your fucking token down just so I can add the turn because the menu doesn't. It only pops upwards off the screen.
Wow.
Okay, where's Vivalo's? Vivalo's Guide to Beasties. What am I doing? I actually know their initial or dex mods. So let's see here. So far back in the gloom, you can only see 2 gnolls with bows.
Ooh.
The rest are considered off screen for now. So
Oh. Guess I should roll in as well.
where are okay? That guy's at 6.
Wow, 2 20s and a 1. Holy shit.
Where the fuck are you? Ah, there we go. And then 16 for this fella. Alright, now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy. So, have a think on what you're doing while I put all this shit in. The initiative counter is always an awkward bit. I wish I could do it a bit better, but I don't have the official character sheets that I need to pay for.
I'm just gonna turn my token upside down because I'm probably gonna be flying face first soon before it even gets to come my turn.
Well, like I said, at the moment you can only see 2 of the hunters. Where the fuck is this creature?
Oh wow, he wasn't kidding. He is upside down.
The fuck? Where's the Lacrota? Elderbrain, Mind Flayers. There we go. No, they should have fucking +2 as well. That was a waste of time. Okay, 12 on Lucrota. Top of a round, Zarzul. You're able to
Okay.
see them. They've poked out of hiding in order to attack you.
Okay, I'm going to cast Spike Growth on them.
Well, remember, you can only see the 2 hunters.
Yep. We
Yeah, I'll drag these guys completely off screen now.
use this. Okay. So I can't see much down that way.
Yeah, the rest of the pack, as far as you know, are in pursuit, but they haven't caught up yet and they're beyond your vision.
Okay. Oh, I'm still probably going to cast Spike Growth anyway.
It's a radius, isn't it?
Yep.
Good, I can use a fancy token.
Either that'll draw a box.
Ah, but you see, I also have the transparent token.
Okay.
There we go.
I liked it more when it was a fire horse. Oh yeah.
This is where you want to put it?
Yep, basically. Cover our running away, as it were.
Oh, that was the wrong thing to do.
And the spell fizzles.
There we go. Stick it on the map. And go back to here. Turn the dice roller back on. There we go. You can. There we go. Pop a spell card too. Yeah. So these guys do recognize the spell since you're casting it in front of them and the ground is changing around his feet.
Yep.
Anything else?
At this point, my only other action is run. I
You
can't
run?
do much, unfortunately, for the... Well, I can't run as such, but move.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the problem with these battle maps, though.
And I shout out, "We're under attack!"
No.
Siegfried, you can
They
hear
left the
very
wizard
faint.
behind.
And Cornelius is drunk.
Siegfried, you can hear very faintly in the distance the real voice of a tiny dragon dude. It sounds pretty distant.
Found something for dinner.
Yeah, it's too far away to make out the sounds.
Well, I suppose I better get off the cart and hobble my way towards them to see what they've found.
Are you sure you should be doing that?
I know, but you know, they might need my expertise for something. I know, us as well.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how miners need their canaries.
They probably need something to poke. Well, I might as well grab the stick before I leave.
Siegfried limps off the wagon, brandishing his 10-foot pole as he walks.
Oh,
into
yeah.
as he walks into the woods in the darkness, unable to see.
I have my lantern on by now. I'll be using it
Alright.
to guide the
All
car
right, so you're a beacon as well. Okay. All right. You can hear a lot of scuffling in the trees, but no sign yet. Castalia, you too heard the tiny dragon dude voice. Maybe even some aggressive... Well, no, it's not his turn yet, I suppose. I was thinking maybe aggressive barking from Wolfgang, but yeah. Hasn't come up yet. What do you do?
I keep in pace with Siegfried.
It's easier for you to do. Rain. You were standing at the forest edge as the other two sneaked away.
So I assume I heard all of that nonsense.
Well, you didn't hear the words exactly, but you knew they were going off to check on a scream. And then there was Zarzul screaming.
Alright, so I can now move my full 6 squares, right?
Well, that'll get you... It's basically 2 rounds of movement to get there.
So which one?
Hmm?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna head in after them.
Yeah, so that's... You'll be there next round.
Okay.
Well, after next round. Melgurn.
Well, I suppose I should go help somebody. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna do that, as I don't have any little fancy.
Well, you can run.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not the full.
Oh, it's yeah.
You're heading in with me.
Yeah. So I'll just head in. Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright.
Not much else I can do in this situation.
Well, they went off alone.
A sound plan.
Rushing off out of the darkness comes one of the Knoll's flesh gnawers, brandishing his rusted, horrible short swords, and he's staring, drooling, open-jawed at Cornelius. Next up is the hunter, who's going to move a little bit closer in order to get Zarzul in his sights. I'm just going to launch at normal 2 more arrows. I believe that's a hit in the first one at least.
Yep.
9 damage and your movement is reduced. Next up is this hunter who marches in following the pace. So 1, 2, 23. And he can actually make out Wolfgang and Siegfried. So yeah, an arrow at both of them.
Wolfgang and Siegfried.
Or not Siegfried, Cornelius. Yeah. Don't know why I'm getting those names confused. So first one's a Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a shield spell.
Okay. Second at Wolfgang. Ooh. Unexpected. Bad rolls. And that's cumulative, so now Wolfgang's only got 20 movement, I think. As these barbed arrows are just catching in and making it very hard to move. Next up is the weird sound of this heavy clopping. Let's see here. So this goes... Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, as it comes racing in, this huge, hulking, awful beast at full speed. Can't do anything this turn, but it's right among you. And as it opens up its jaws, you can see it doesn't have individual teeth. It has horrible, jagged, bony ridges in its mouth that look perfect for crushing. Alright, that one's still too far away. Wolfgang.
Okay. But it came from the wrong direction. I was hoping it'd come from where I put down the circle, but never mind.
Yeah, they move for flanking. That's why it's taking them a bit longer to get to you.
Yeah. Oh well, Wolfgang is going to get in between the big beast and Zarzul and make a bite.
Go for it. Is the 5 foot against an enemy or just with him? For pack tactics.
What? Pack tactics, I need a friendly target within range.
Okay, so yeah, that's a hit then. He is not knocked prone, however, but he does take the full 10. As Wolfgang tries to worry at the weird skinny legs of a deer.
And that's Wolfgang's turn.
Alright, next up is the hunter, who is going to... He's too eager for the blood. He can see Cornelius nearly drop and just... One... We'll say that's 2 squares of your spike growth there.
Okay, that was 2. That means 48. No, 44.
Hey, why don't these guys have their stats? Huh. That's weird. I always put them into the bubbles. Well, yeah, roll the damage. It's just automatic. Okay. Zarzul.
Sorry, I got interrupted.
Okay.
What was happening?
Roll your damage for spike growth. Let's replace these guys who actually have numbers. Ah, shit, that'll fuck up the initiative. I forgot that. Okay. Balls.
That was an average roll. Oh,
Fuck, what was this guy on the initiative? Oh yeah, he was the 16, I think. Or 18, was it? 18. 8 damage as the Knoll just willingly shreds its own feet to get over to Cornelius. It's a pretty it's pretty nasty looking as well, but then that's Knowles in general for you. And this guy was like 6, I think. No, it couldn't have been. What was... balls. Okay, let's put him there. I forgot that would happen. Okay. And then he's going to... Let's see here. Yeah. He's going to try to squeeze off some shots at Zarzul, actually, but you do have partial cover. So that definitely doesn't hit. Neither does that. Next up is one of the hunters. He's using his full movement to dash, and he just managed to get here. Cornelius.
Yeah. Before I start retreating, I cast Sleet Storm. So
Okay.
I hope you have a 40-foot radius.
I will do in a second. 1, 2, blah. Man, 40-foot radius is insane. There we go. That's 40-foot
Yeah,
radius.
and
Where are you putting it?
Yeah, and around. Yeah, where you headed before.
Here?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
Maybe a little bit more to the left. left. That's right. There we go.
Okay. And pop a spell card just so I know what it does.
Yeah. Oh, I actually put it in here. Oh wait, I might not. Yeah, I did.
There we go. Freezing rain, sleet fall in a big cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
Areas heavily obscured.
Yep. And the ground is covered with slick ice, so they also have to do a dexterity saving throw to actually move through it.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, and
yeah, I know you get
assume
movement.
I also get to move.
Yeah, you're moving at 20.
Yeah. So, dope.
Zarzul, your turn is up.
Limp away.
Oh, I removed concentration on the spikes. They seem to have done nothing, basically.
I mean, you
Damage,
shredded one
so-
guy's foot. That's not bad.
Yeah, still 8 damage. So, hey. I marked the big beast.
I'll tell you, it's a great thing to use on undead. There you go, he's marked.
Because they generally don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I launch an arrow.
To be fair, they, in case you're worried, they were already flanking before your spell was cast. That's a hit.
Ten damage.
Yep, takes it solidly.
Yeah. And that's about it for my turn.
Okay, Siegfried.
Actually, no.
No?
No, my wolf can make another attack.
Alright, using your reaction. That's a hit.
15. Another 12.
Not prone, but takes the damage horribly. Does not enjoy it. Alright, now Siegfried's up. You can now see off in the distance the cylinder of a snowstorm, but should not be there.
Okay, I pick up the pace. Opposed to walking, now I'm running.
Yeah. You'll be there next round. Alright, next up is... which... one of the other late ones. So he rushes out. This one still able to take a shot, and after seeing the bow skills on Zarzul, is going to go for him. Ooh, nice. There we go. That's 16 damage total, and you've lost 20 foot of movement as these horrible spiked arrows just get into your skin. And the thing is cackling at you. Next up, this one. 1d20 plus 2. Yeah, it's a dex save. That fails, so he is now knocked prone, but... let's see, does it end his turn? No, just... let's see, make it difficult terrain. So he gets up again, and he moves his full distance, because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, but he's still inside it, so he's still going to have to do another.
Yep. Malgern. You're still a round away. Well, actually, no. Yeah. If you dash now, you'll be on the field.
Yeah, I may as well dash.
Yep. Malgern is on the board. There's quite a few gnolls here. I mean, you can see some of them.
And a big fuck off ice storm. I'm
Yep.
just looking in Cornelius's general direction. wizards.
You're out of movement, still get your action surge and your bonus.
You know, I'm gonna hold it
Okay.
as much
Rain.
as I want to use it.
Restraint from a dwarf.
Don't judge.
I want to jungle boogie up in there. Oh, I might help with my mic sound.
Alright. You are now on the field with Pufflesworth. That's your action. You still got a bonus.
Do I have anything I can use as a bonus action? Da.
There are some good spells that are bonus actions.
Yes, I know. I don't think I have. Well, I know might have a couple of them, but the question is, are they any useful here? Oh, how about that? No, I'm quite good right here.
Okay. Castalia. Even through the darkness you can see that big snowstorm that should not be there. You can hear it as well.
That's good. I advance further, making sure to stay by Siegfried's side.
At least someone cares, Siegfried. It's now Velocrota's turn. And it's... Yep. Let's see here. So it gets... Yep. It's gonna bite down on the dog. For 12 piercing. Is he still up?
Oh, and you hit 11.
And then with a grin, it's going to quickly turn around and boot him with its hooves.
Oh.
It's 14 hit? I don't think it does.
No.
Yeah, let's see here.
But when he slumped down to the ground, he got too low, so he missed the boot.
And then it's going to disengage. And move over here. Alright, next up. A lot of saves. Yay, this one does save. So let's see, he's going to dash using his full movement, so he gets 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't actually move him there because of the initiative tracker. There we go. That's his turnover. Which one's this? Another Johnny Come Lately? Yeah, it's the one who was bringing up over here. There we go. That was his full action. Wolfgang.
Yep. Wolfgang is currently at 0 hit points.
Oh, I asked you and you didn't say.
I said he had 11. You did 12.
Oh, well, in that case, the hate-filled hooves would have been an advantage. There we go. So that's 2 failed death saves for Wolfgang. As his prone form is just booted and stomped on by Velocrota. So he still would have disengaged and moved back to moved over to Cornelius though. As he just grins at Zarzul as it walks past. So yeah, death saving throw from Wolfgang, please.
That's just a D20, is it?
Yep. That's a success. Needs 2 more of those. Number 1. That's a prone. Gets back up. Moves his full distance. In a dash. So Yeah, let's see here. So he stands up. Yeah, so he just manages to get out.
And I only have one spell because we never rested.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This one, same thing. You're breaking up the formation quite nicely with a spell. 15, is that a success? What's your DC?
15 is exactly my DC.
Yeah, so that's a success. Yeah, and he's going to use his full action to dash out. Actually, be one square back. Cornelius.
Yeah. I am going to thunderwave the fuck out of this creature in front of me. Extending.
So, can't save.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a save. Let's see what the damage is.
Damn it.
It still does damage.
Yeah, but
Did
I
we-
wanted to push it away.
Mm-hmm. Can't imagine why. Takes 4 thunder damage. And it looks very pissed. Winces a little bit as its ears fold down. It is starting to look a little shaky, though.
And I'm just gonna pray for a merciful God.
Luckily, he's appeared behind you. Zarzul.
Oh, I'm going to use Cure Wounds on Wolfgang.
Alright. He's prone, but conscious.
Okay. And that's basically my turn.
Okay, Siegfried, with normal movement, you are now on the field.
Okay, I'm going to
You've
ask
got your
a
action and
different
your
question.
bonus.
Yeah, I was going to use my bonus action to dash.
Go ahead then.
Go there, and I'll stab him.
As Cornelius prayed for a savior, and along comes this limping, injured, blackened chest rogue who's been through hell. And look at it, bringing out the big numbers.
Ooh.
As he just marches up pissed, 10-foot pole slung over one shoulder as he just drives the sword in. And that really brought it low.
Yeah, that's all I can do at the moment.
Yeah. Plus, because you're carrying the 10-foot pole, you're not going to be able to do an offhand attack.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to.
Yeah.
That was the bonus action got rid of.
2, 3, 4.
I've only got my reaction left.
Yep. Flesh Gnar runs up at full speed. This one's going to continue taking shots at Zarzul, seeing him as a threat, especially because he got the dog up. 22 hits as the 15.
Zazzle into a pincushion.
Yeah, 22 hits.
15 to miss.
So it's just a 6 piercing?
I'm asking, does a 15 hit?
Not a 15, no.
Okay, yeah, it's just a 6. This one's still in the range of that. He fails, but he manages to pick himself up and very shamefully steps out. Still has 2 more spaces, though. Hello.
Hello.
And let's see here. Oh boy. So a Flesh Gnar tries to gnaw Cornelius' flesh first.
Yeah, that hits.
free piercing as he bites down on your shoulder, but while he's got you there, both of the short swords lash out.
One of them hits.
Yeah. Min damage on both those attacks. And he's just this giggling, snorting hyena, intoxicated by the fact it's drawn blood from you. Malgar, and you're on the field and ready for
You should
action.
probably put a red dot on me.
You can actually do that yourself, probably.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like it's a thing next to the
Little
gear.
circle.
But there you go. You're dotted. Yeah, Malgurn, your turn's up.
So if I was to stand here, is that flanking?
Nah, you need to move one more down.
One more down.
Yeah, it's got to be
All the way
opposite.
around him. Complete opposite. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like these guys need the most help right now. So that gives me is it advantage for
Yep.
flanking? Is that how that works?
Yep. Lay into it. That's a solid hit. So you only get advantage on the first strike, but the 22 also hits.
Yeah.
That's a crit as well, isn't it?
Nope.
No, I have my
So-
crits programmed correctly.
Okay.
It's a +9, so neither of those are high enough to be a 19 or a 20. Double 13. Very nice. As you just... Well, you press your sword into its back, and you keep pushing until you almost get Cornelius in the face. There's a moment where
Malgurn's leaning backstab.
there's a moment where the knoll almost goes slack in the blade, but it just managed to lull its head back, almost entirely inverted, and just keeps giggling at you. Even as blood starts to drip from its mouth.
This thing's taking too long to die. Can we speed it up?
I mean, you can.
It mocks me even in his death.
Anything else from you?
No, that's gonna be it.
Alright, Rain, you're on the field.
Finally.
Well, you were last turn as well, but you only got a bonus.
Right. So I'm going to come over here and help the Wolfie.
We can only hear you through Bradier's mic right now.
Oops. No,
There.
it was on my head as usual.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to simply smack it with a hammer.
Roll me a d20.
Uh-oh. Is it just R20?
/R1d20.
Forward slash.
With a space. Yeah,
I'm
it's a,
having a really bad day.
it's a pretty nasty miss. But you managed to pull back. You're still feeling a little bit... You know, you're still a little bit wet behind the ears right now. But at the creature's ankle is a miss. As Pufflesworth just sort of pats against his leg. Not quite able to get purchased with the claws. Castalia, you're on the field.
He thinks he's an adventurer.
Yep. Let's see, actually you'll be here. On the field with all your components.
Alright.
And Droop is staying with horses.
Oh, but who will save us now?
I know, you're fucked. Oh, actually, I completely forgot Cornelius. 2 concentration checks. For keeping up Sleet Storm.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And that's the same, and that's one for Zarzul as well, to keep up his mark. I need to keep on top of that.
Which one is it a roll for
It's a
concentration?
it's a con save. One more from Cornelius. Okay, Sleet Storm is dropped unless you've got Warcaster.
No.
Okay. Yeah, Sleet Storm vanishes. But the mark stays up. Alright, sorry about that. Castalia, your turn.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's a lot going on. A lot of blood has been spilled right now.
Well, is that big tree just, part of the background, or is that actually a tree that's in the way?
It's basically part of the background.
Okay.
Yeah. There is some foliage in the way, but it's not much of a problem. It's just there's not a lot of good forest maps I could find.
Is it rough terrain?
Nope. You guys are finally out of a swamp. You can move around normally.
Okay, then I'm going to move here and wail on the knoll that's currently taking a beating. Might as well lower the number of targets.
Give me a d20.
Alright.
Yeah, you managed to catch yourself. There is another heart-stopping moment. Already Malgern's done it. And now Castalia nearly did it as the hammer swung near your head, Cornelius.
Yep, but I get 2 swings, so we get to see if I
do.
get lucky.
It wasn't as close as the point of weapon, though. Yeah. As you're reeling back from that, you bring it over your head and then downwards. And with the sword still lodged in the knoll from Malgern, you just smash it down, and you force the torso, then the head down further onto the blade and split it apart.
Ugh.
I just
Teamwork.
picture, she goes to swing back, and I just picture Cornelius wincing as she goes to take another swing.
To be fair, he's wincing just at the sight of this knoll getting horribly mangled. Bonus or anything?
No, I don't have any bonuses yet.
Okay. It's Lucrata's turn. It's not like in this situation, but there's still gnolls around. And there's just this horrid breath pouring down on Cornelius as it eyes him for a moment. And then tries to take a bite.
Can I cast shield as a level 2 spell?
Yeah, you can cast it at a higher level.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because otherwise I'm dead, or down at least.
As it sees that horrible magical protection come up, it changes target quickly to try and get some blood flowing and goes for Siegfried. And fails, but it then disengages. Now, let's see. Where does it go? Oh yeah. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50.
Oh, I don't like this.
Ooh.
This Knoll Hunter
Are there
steps
any
out.
attack of a...
No, no.
Nope, it disengaged.
Ah.
These are both at Siegfried. Oof. Hang on. Yeah, it's just a miss, but does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Okay, 5 piercing damage. This next one, I think he's able to see now. Yeah, just about. Yeah, he's going to ignore the incredibly heavy armored dwarf and go instead for the woman.
Coward.
And fail miserably.
Maybe you should have gone for me.
But again, it's just a bad miss. Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. Yes. Wolfgang will bite the close one. Actually, sidles around and bites the big one.
Okay. That's a hit.
22. Eight piercing.
1d20 plus 4. Still doesn't fall down. But a great chunk is taken out of its side. There's now a gap in its flank caused by a wolf bite.
And that's in the Wolfgang's turn.
Alright. Yep, the next one sees the wolf having a chunk of its own, having a chunk of her leader. Fails to hit him though. And moves up one. This one, gibbering insanely, is going to rush up. Cornelius.
Yes. I am going to move over here. And since my my wand of magic missile has been recharged. How many did we agree that I could actually send at max?
You can send
5
free.
charges.
Yeah, you can basically cast it at third level, I think it is. You can use free charges.
Okay, 3 charges. Yes, I'm gonna use 3 charges. That gives me 5 bolts. I'm gonna start 2 of this, 2 of this one, and 1 of this one.
Alright, so 2 of that one, 3 of that one. Gotcha. I forgot to put in stats for this one, so same as the rest. There we go, roll your damage.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
-7 on the first one. -10 on that one. He's taken that bad. You can see that there's some cracked ribs. Well, I mean, yeah. Trying to think now, actually. I should have been picking up on this. You have no source of light right now.
There's a lantern on Siegfried.
There is. That's 60.
Does my mace do any big light?
These guys are just out of range of that. I'll let it happen for now, but yeah. Yeah, your mace is also casting light, but again, it's still out of range of these two. Alright, Zarzul.
Shank the big one time.
Yeah, it's a hit.
19.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, it's a lot of ones. And that dice
At
still
least
isn't
you rolled
working.
one at the right time.
Thought I'd fix that.
I guess it'll pop back.
Why did it roll?
Yeah, I think it's a D6 necrotic.
Yeah, so 12.
You almost put it to the floor.
And the wolf bites it as well.
Alright. This will probably end it.
20.
Yep. And it falls to the ground with a heavy thud. Still drooling profusely, but then other fluids start to come up at the same time.
Well, at least something's dead.
Yeah, there's a wail of despair from all the various gnolls gathered. But they're still frenzied.
Well, I'm not surprised we just killed their pet.
Siegfried.
Well, I'm going to move up to the closest knoll and shank him.
All right, you're going to take an attack opportunity from the knoll that was right beside you.
Was there one way? Oh, I didn't see that one. Behind my turn order. I didn't even realise it was there.
Yeah, go for
God
it.
damn it. I'm going to disengage and move up to where I was
I mean,
planning.
you can just stab this one if you want.
I won't get some
Sneak attack, yeah.
sneak
Okay.
attack
So you disengage and shuffle away.
somehow.
And I just watched this happen, wondering what the fuck. He was right there.
Well, then you watch Rain hold onto the knoll's shoulders so Siegfried can really get some purchase on that blade. That's definitely a hit. As you shred into it. Just one stab brought it halfway to death. And it's his turn as he wheels round and attempts to destroy Siegfried, but that's only one hit.
Yep, the short sword 21.
Once again, minimum damage. Alright.
No, I won't reaction that one.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of point cutting down free damage. This archer is once again going to shoot for Wolfgang. And fail miserably. And then take a few steps back into the darkness. This one's dead. Mulgern.
Since nobody else wanted to go play with that one mole, I guess I should.
And I hope there's some ones in your future.
I mean, haven't we rolled enough already? This is turning into a game
Nope.
of Blood Bowl.
Gotta get more ones, more skull dice.
Clicking sword.
Hit. Yeah, these guys are wearing patched together leather armor. It's not all that impressive.
Assuming he's still upright, so we're
Yeah, it's the first time he's been hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, although that's another earth-shaking slash for him. And there's horrible whimpers starting to slip out among the giggles.
Yeah, well, let's see how much he's giggling after I shove him to the ground.
D20, do they have a strength mod? Yep, they do. He does not stay standing, though, as you just batter him in the face. It's a solid, ringing clout.
And that's my turn.
Rain. That horrible, nasty beastie is at least dead.
I like that. However, that other nasty beastie that's in front of me needs to get smacked. So let's try that.
However, to the rescue comes a failure.
So we are both as useful as a wet noodle.
I mean, he's learning by example. It's just you're a fucking terrible example.
He's as useful as a wet noodle. You are literally a wet noodle. You know.
No, I'm not a wet noodle anymore. I've tried.
He's a baby. What's your excuse?
I was for a bit a swamp lady. That's a good excuse.
Anything
Just
else
like
from you?
every other day.
No, that's about it. I'm just gonna glower at the fellow.
Castalia.
I'm going to move about here so I get a better angle. And then I'm going to... I can separate target my LG.
You
I
can?
can separate... Yep. Then I plan to shoot both the current two gnolls harassing our party.
Alright. Which one first?
This one will likely be the one surrounded by Rain,
Alright, so top.
Pufflesworth. Yep.
That's a miss, though.
And this one heads to Malgurn's.
That's a hit. Brings it low. Doesn't quite destroy it, though. Just, it's standing there, but you manage to impact against the skull, and something breaks in the knoll. It's just gibbering and drooling profusely. It doesn't even have... It's got a glassy look in its eyes in front of Malgurn right now. There's just this dent in its skull.
And that's it for my turn.
Alright. The Crota's dead. Archer's still going strong. As he's going to sidle along here. And fire for the wizard in the back.
Yeah, those both hits. I'm down.
11 damage total as it cackles away. And let's see. 10, 15, 20... And then shuffles off into the darkness. Oh, actually, come to think of it. No, it's going to avoid that one, though. It can, but it won't. Okay, this one is going to sidle on up as well. And it's going to go for the next softest target that it can see. It's going to go for Siegfried.
So what's... we use my reaction on the 9 piercing.
Alright. Takes 7 damage total. You've also lost 20 foot of movement. And it peels back into the dark.
You mean I got movement?
Wolfgang. Yeah, you got 5 feet. You can double it to 10, though.
Wolfgang is going to bite the knoll in front of it.
That's a hit. Probably a kill. Nope, not quite. Let's see. D20 plus 1. Falls prone. As Wolfgang just does his usual trick of leaping for a throat and hanging there with its full weight.
It works occasionally, not often.
Yeah, worked on a troll. Any movement?
And it's
Okay.
no.
There's some chattering between the gnolls. As this one, 5, 10, yeah, steps up. Actually, he wouldn't even need to, come to think of it, because Siegfried is lit up. So we're gonna aim for him. Six piercing. Now you have no movement.
I've got nothing.
Let's see. This one gets up from being prone. Not that it'll do it a hell of a lot of good.
Siegfried's down.
And then this gnoll is going to... It's just flailing wild. Tries to bite at the dwarf. Tries to skewer him. Does 20 hit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
20
that's
hits.
That's 2 hits.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 23 hit too, right?
15
Yeah.
damage total. As it's just... It's got no sense of where it is, what it is, nothing. Its brain is pulped. But it's just going out swinging.
That was almost half my HP. Son of a bitch.
Cornelius. Give me a death save.
Is it a constitution?
No, it's just a d20.
Oh wait, that's also the button called death save. Does it?
That's a fail.
Well, I'm dead now.
No, you need to get 3 of them.
Yeah, I have 3. You gave me
Okay.
2 last time when the troll ate me.
Oh.
No, they go away when you recover from.
We haven't recovered.
You haven't had a
We
rest
haven't
yet.
taken-
You guys just rolled out of
Oh.
town.
I'm dead.
Yeah. Pin cushion with arrows. Siegfried's, or Cornelius' last breath just puffs out of him. He just lies there cold.
Well, at least you already had your backup character. So which way did Droop go?
He's at the wagon. He doesn't know his master's fate yet.
He's no idea.
No.
He's sitting there
Also, I
protecting
bought
the
all those
horses.
diamonds. Hint, hint. There are diamonds. There are a lot of diamonds.
Does she
but
have any
does
spell
one of
slots
us
left?
know?
I have no spell slots left except for one.
Let's hope it's a good one. Zarzul, your turn.
Shit.
Okay, I'm going to
Drag him back and
move down here and use Cure Wounds on Siegfried.
That's good. You don't want both of them to go down if she's got one spell.
Yeah.
That might be a tough choice, although I think it's going to be Cornelius.
What?
he is a wizard.
Well, that was a good one.
Siegfried, you're conscious, and as you open your eyes and look across, you can see the open, unblinking eyes of Cornelius right beside you.
Oh dear.
And it's your turn.
Well, I stand up, which uses all my movement.
Well, no, it uses half your movement. So you still
Yeah,
have 0.
5. Yeah. And then I think you actually need some movement to stand up.
That's true.
Anyway,
You're on the floor.
no, I had 5 feet.
No, you got hit 3 times. It takes 10 off each.
Okay. While I'm prone, can I stab things?
Yeah, you can. You can
stab
also
their
take a shot.
ankles.
Yeah, you can still attack when you're prone.
In that case, the knoll that's next to me that's also prone is about to find out what I'm like on the ground.
Yep, that's a straight roll.
Straight roll.
Yeah, because it's disadvantage for you being prone, but advantage for him being prone. That's a stab. As you just... So Siegfried looks to the right, and there's Cornelius, and just grabs his blade, rolls to the left, and just brings his arm up over and down into the gnoll's skull. And it just stops moving. Much like Cornelius has.
He's not even trying to do this subtly anymore.
Well, he's a DM.
He's dead.
He's gone mad with power.
Anything else for your turn?
Unfortunately, I don't have any of that spell slot.
Alright, Bat Knoll's dead. Ooh, this is tough now. This is tough.
Oh.
Well, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks when I'm about to get introduced with a new character.
Watch out, he'll just give you Droop's character sheet.
Now, you know what? Knowles fights smart, and there's still not enough numbers for them. They are going to just run for it and peel away. I mean, they're not going to run far, but they're going to run for it. That just leaves the special boy in front of Malgern. I mean, you might be able to train him.
I don't need a pet. No, we're not falling into this trap. You know what? I hope you die.
I mean, he's got the same intelligence as Pufflesworth right now. And yeah, you skewer him.
I was
You
gonna
have 2
say,
HP
please don't make me
left.
hit him again. Oh,
You can hit him again. You can brutalize him.
yeah. You know
Yeah.
what?
You just smash into him. Rain, your turn is up.
Well then, this is
Stop.
awkward.
It's time to do your job.
Fix it, 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 fix it,
I
fix it,
ain't fixing nothing. I ain't got no spells.
fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it.
You don't have any third level spells right now?
No, because remember we didn't rest in between the things. I only had one left, and I removed the curse, and I sat there, and then we never rested.
But don't you have 2 level 3
Yeah, I know,
spells?
but we'd never rested between going to town. So if we rested going to town, then I could heal him, but we didn't.
The DM dilemma.
Yeah, if it's counted as a rest, then I've got one, but if not, then I don't.
You haven't slept for 8 hours, but I gave Siegfried a coin toss. Rain, roll me a D100
Oh dear.
as you beseech Kalemvor for a little extra power.
Crap.
Well,
You take a moment to
realise
try to
this-
beseech him. But just too busy right now. Too much death in this world.
Ah, fuck.
might have something to do with that that wizard over there.
Cornelius sent. For now, is gone.
Well, shit.
I guess you could say he was sent packing. Guys,
So,
don't let me hang
can
here.
you so can you just rest up and then resurrect me the day after?
Revivify has a
It
time
has to be
limit.
within the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
Revivify is the minute. Resurrection was in 10 days.
Now,
The last one was
there are
a
other
second.
healers in the world.
We could try lugging him around, and he's gonna get rather smelly.
That won't draw
We
any more
could
attention to this
try
caravan.
checking the town that we just came from and can go through the arches again.
I'd also like
Get
to bring
back
up
to
the cleric spell Gentle Repose, which preserves the body.
Oh yeah, I can do that, can't I? Probably. Do I have that?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't have that with me. Well, I do, but the problem is I don't have any second level spells either.
Cornelius
like,
in
that sounds
spirit
like it
is
would be
watching
useful.
this and just reminding the fucking cleric. Never
I
finished her
don't have any
education,
second-
never learned what she should do.
I don't have any second or third level spells. That's my slight problem. I have Gentle Repose though.
I just like to point out how fucking weird it is that with Siegfried being down so many fucking times, I am the one who bites the dust.
this is actually how I expected things to go.
Yeah, Siegfried isn't going to
Yeah,
die.
he's just gonna bumble his way through it. He will be the last one among us to still alive.
Let's see. I'm gonna check a quick ruling.
I mean, if I'm dead, I'm dead. It's fair.
Yeah, it is, but I just want to make absolutely sure it's fair. Let's see.
Is it? Can I pray to Tamara, the dragon goddess? To help?
I
gonna
mean,
end up-
this does sound like something a kobold would do.
Give me a religion roll.
And suddenly the whole field is bathed in fire as we all die.
Oh, he epically failed on that one.
All is fair.
You don't want me to ask my patron again.
We do have a raise dead spell.
Actually,
Uh,
That's a bad idea. No, we don't.
No, we
We
were
have a
going to
scroll.
give Droop the.
We have a scroll of raise animate dead or raise dead. Or
Yeah,
whatever
that's
it
the
was.
one that got
That-
burned.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
the one I
wait,
put in the fire.
wait,
hang on.
was it raise dead or animate dead?
It was anime.
Doesn't matter.
Hang
It's
on.
gone.
Well, because raise dead is actually raises the dead.
Yeah.
Roll
and
a
if they're
d20.
willing, it's like a.
If a roll is 10 or higher, you succeed, otherwise you fail. A success or failure has no effect by itself. But successes and failures don't need to be consecutive. Keep track of both until you collect 3 of a kind. The number of both is reset to 0 when you regain any hit points or become stable. Cornelius is still alive,
I
Aha!
know it.
but it was intensely close to death.
Well, in that case,
Yeah, because
let's
I
solve
thought they
that.
did go away.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Drip,
thought they
you're
went
not
away on
getting
a
a new
rest. I
spell.
thought they took a short rest. But there you go.
We did.
You regain any hit points, and you're
Oh.
up.
Oh, I didn't have to heal him. Okay.
Which helps cover the fact that the cleric wasn't doing her job because she's a scrub.
Oh, F off.
Well,
So he saw
Congratulations.
a white light, and just
Yeah, he saw this horrible white light, he saw his ancestors and thought, ugh, I'm so much better than these people. This is heaven? This is the best they could do?
Oh well, in that case, Zazzle is going to move down to Cornelius. Oh, you've already done the healing touch. Never mind.
But Zarzul, you feel like there was something coming through to you as you prayed. It was just the
But
tiniest little noise, but something came through.
so
Oh well, in that case, I'm gonna try healing. Who's on the lowest hit points? Probably Wolfgang actually
Yeah.
at 5.
But there's this lovely moment when the two humans side by side in the dirt on the grass. The wounds, the injuries, the pain. You guys have never
And
been
I still
closer.
can't move.
Yep. Yeah, you guys are festooned with sharp, barbed arrows.
Hang on, I think I have the soundtrack for this moment.
hey, Humies, see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing?
Yep.
Yeah. Wish you could do this. Hmm?
I mean, I'll
Bandit.
adjudicate on many rules, but in that case, that's rules as written. And I'm going with it.
Ugh, what is it? Yes.
Cornelius lives for now,
Whew.
For now.
but it's not too far away. You can hear the scrabbling of the knolls. And with that, we're going to leave tonight's session. So, join us next week. It'll be at a slightly different time. I mean, the clocks are still the same for me, but daylight savings and all that. But yes, next week, we'll see what happens to this merry pack of adventurers.
No.